It's been 48 years since I was last here. That's right. Hello. Haven't even checked if my camera's still turned on. This could be really it. Hang on. Hey-oh! Miss Sunday-oh! G'day, everybody. How are you going? I can't even remember how this works. Why is it? It is so cold. I am sitting on a heater. Hello, everybody. It's nearly time. And look at all this madness that's going on. It's just start. Yeah, thank you. It's just nuts. I can. I can. My mum's here. Hey, mum. There's so much going on. So many loud noises. That's me. It would not be. Am I muted? Huh? No, I'm not muted. Don't be like that. He's not muted, just blinded behind the starting screen. Yeah. It's nearly time to go. It's nearly time to go. Do I even remember? Just go with it. The noises weren't me. That's a first. Hello, everybody. I'm going to do this. You ready? Let's get some tunes going. There's Malcolm Horn. I've got Malcolm Horn playing. We love a bit of Malcolm. Chatting. Missed you all. It's good to see you again. Hello. I can't go back to the start of everyone because my chat doesn't scroll back this far. Is Noob here? Arrow's here. Noob's not here. We've got to congratulate Noob. Noob's graduated from a thing. There's a Tempsy Joy. Tempsy, could you send me a mailing address, please? Because I keep forgetting to ask on Discord. Do you have a mailing address? Surely you got a mailing address. Tempsy, could you say... I don't think I've ever mailed you anything before, Tempsy. I've got something very small to mail you because I'm not very wealthy. I'd like to be. Might have gone back through... It's very small, but it's. I thought of you and we did a thing. Might have gone back through Cooper Petty, but we'll talk about the 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. I went into a shop and I said... Show me your opals. And they went, well, here are the $2,500 ones. And I went, I'm sorry, what? You just watched Noob graduate. Oh, can you send me that privately? I will not share it. But I'm really proud of Noob. Noob has been with this community for a very long time. And Noob has just graduated. And Noob's a legend. And we need to celebrate things in our community, right? I'm well known for my love of cardboard boxes. This came in a plastic box, but the box is broken. I realised just after I left the store that the little case that it came in was cracked. I'm like, oh, I'm now going to find a new case. Yeah, don't share it publicly, Arrow, but if you know if there's a video, I would love it if you absolutely welcome to DM me if you think Noob would be okay with that. But I'm proud of Noob. Noob's a legend. Noob has been an amazing thing. Okay, wait. Look at this hype train's going on. I'm going back. Okay. 7 minutes ago. Droomt resubscribed 2 weeks ago. Droomt, oh my God. Droomt is, we haven't seen Droomt for a while. And Droomt resubscribed 2 weeks ago. Wow, look at that. No, Droomt. I hope Droomt's doing well. So we start off with Life of L resubscribing for 32 months, then it's Ebony G for 29 months. Whew. You lot. That started a hype train. Ryan with the 40 months. Me mum with the 57 months. Wait, they've been subscribed for 58 months. This is this weird thing again where I can't work out in my brain what all the numbers mean. Ghost Girl with the 2 months. Oh, but you've been subscribed for 3 months. See, again. I need Mel to explain it again because I've got 2 noobs VIP'd. Oh. We better get rid of one of them then. Can you work that out for me? 4 years from back. Hang on, I can't get to back. Dread with the 14 months. T1's giving out a gift sub, you legend T1. Lightning with the 30 months. Gee, Lightning, you're becoming part of the furniture as well. Oh, wait, where's my pause button? Orzathoth. That's amazing. Let's ditch them both. Yeah. They cancel each other out, I think, those VIPs. Lightning with the 30 months. Orzathoth with the 48 months. Wait. What? Oh, yeah.
Okay, my son's just arrived home. Good. That's bad timing because I've already started streaming. Arrow with the 31 months. Mel Bede with the 50 months. Tempsy with the 45 months. Look at you all. 43 months from Danners. Danners with the 42 bits, which is the meaning of life, the universe, and everything or something. Oh my gosh. I've just had a revelation. We wanted a revelation. We got a revolution. I've just had a revelation. It's like some kind of light beam just hit me. I watched The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy with my family while we were away. And the Vogons were saying, resistance is useless. And I thought, what? What bot? What bot? Oh, that bot's gone. I can fix that. Yeah, there was an update to that or something. Hang on. I've got it running already. It's crashed or something. Hold on. Please hold on. Why is that not working? Have I been signed out or something? Let me reboot the bot. I'm rebooting the bot. The Babelfish. There you go. Yeah. Hang on. Resistance is... oh no, Orzathoth. I don't think you missed a stream because my last stream was with Frill and you were here because you raided me or something, didn't you? Did you raid or like I saw on Blue Sky you said something about it. It was your longest stream ever done. We won Alphas on the Run, won Tunnel Rats, and the charity stream is still going with Richard and Frilliath. And you were here watching that. Yeah, just reloading Streamer Bot. It has been a while. It's funny, it said it wasn't... It was actually connected to Twitch. But anyway, let's reconnect. Resistance is useless. Now, when they first said that in the movie, I said resistance is futile. But I think I've just realised that's not the Vogons. That's isn't that from Doctor Who? Twitch. Oh yeah, it's not connecting to Twitch. It says it should be. Uh-oh. Oh, might have crashed again. I might need to update it again. Yeah, isn't that from Bjorn Borg? Isn't that the what are they called? Exterminate. It's the things. Hang on, I'm not looking at chat because I know what they are. It's the robots. What are they called? Exterminate. Oh my God, what is going on with my brain? Because we also watched as a family the Van Gogh episode while we were away as well. I can't do it. Dalek! There we go. Thanks, Orange Matu. Wait! Oh, right, the bot's connected now. It's worked out Orzathoth is here. The diabetics. The dialectics. No, the Daleks, you Deros. Have you considered watching Star Trek? Okay. So, do you want to know about me and Star Trek? I decided I would watch all of Star Trek from beginning to end in alphabetical order. No, in chronological order, which means starting with what's the one with the dad from Chuck? Hang on, Enterprise. Wait, is that Star Trek? Wait. Yeah, that's the Star Trek, isn't it right? Isn't that right? Hello, Nursing Geek. Hard. Wait, isn't it Enterprise? Am I going mad? Have I just made like a... Yeah, Star Trek Enterprise. That was my first Star Trek experience ever. Years ago. Obviously, I knew about the original series because it's very hard not to. But I'd never watched it before. And I actually really enjoyed it. The Quibbles. Yes, I have seen the Quibbles episode. The well-known Star Wars Enterprise series. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I've got it worked out now. But yeah, Star Trek Enterprise was the first ever. I know it's generally looked down upon by the real Trekkies, but yeah, Star Trek Enterprise I really enjoyed. And then it goes like the first 4 or 5 seasons of the original series, and then there are some movies. Like I've got a list somewhere of what the chronological order of all of it is, and I got like 3 seasons through the original series and kind of burnt out at that point, and I haven't been back to it since. It was a lot, and I was like cramming it in because I wanted just to watch it all, but I got a bit burnt out. It all became a bit same. I know that's not right, but when you're watching that back to back, Jennifer. Hey, Jen! Welcome. Thank you. Oh, wait, did I miss Stormy? Wait. Stormy with the 47 months. Hello, Stormy. And Sunday Latte! And Bakara with the bits. Oh, my gosh. I've been missing everybody. Hello, everybody. I'm a bad streamer. Anyway, there you go. Star Trek. Hey, Stormy. It is great to see. It's been... I mean, this doesn't feel like I've had a break at all, but I've had the biggest break that I've had in a very long time. A mother of 5 Twitch babies. Yeah. They're not mine. Don't look at me. I didn't do anything. The Borg. Tell me about the Borg. What's the Borg? Marky Sparky. Hey, man. It's been ages, Marky. Gosh, the release of that Dumb Ways to Die, man, I was so sick. And I was just... That was so... bananas, man, and we worked so closely together for those last few weeks, and then I crashed, and then I was sick for a month, and then I went away. So I'm back. I'm not sick at the moment. I'm actually feeling really good, except for dramas, family dramas, but that's a whole other story. Now you're back. Do you know what, Bakara? You have ruined that word for me in a good way, not in a bad way. But I tried to write "it's good to be back" or some variation of that on Twitter before, and I can't use the word "back" because I just know, I just know that I'm going to get you commenting on it. Oh, yeah. Hey, do you know what? One of the things we'll talk about a bit later is I'm going to do something really interesting with the new sound booth bot. It's the development sort of hit a wall for a little while. I had to completely rebuild all the auth that sits behind it. I got a bit stressed about security now that I work in cybersecurity. And I didn't like the way I'd implemented stuff around the API and everything in this new sound booth bot. So it all ground to a halt. We'll talk a little bit later, after I've done my little family holiday photos and stuff, about my plans for that. And we're going to do some like software development streams. But I have recently been really leaning into AI for software development. And we're going to explore that. And we're going to see what we can do together. But we'll talk a bit later. One of the features, though, is I'm going to do on the Pro plan... there are 2 different overlays. So, and you can choose in your groups of sounds which overlay the sounds go to. So if you're a bit like me and you've got some sounds that are maybe copyright challenging when your videos go to YouTube, you can have them on a different overlay. So you can have all the normal default sounds that are all copyright fine go through to your stream VODs and stuff, but then you can have, like, for example, our walk-on sounds that seem to be my problematic ones. They'll go on a separate overlay, but you've got to be on the... It's going to be one of the draw cards to the more expensive plan. Yo! See this, for example. Can't have that go to YouTube because I get stung by it. Okay, so plans for today. Hey, listen, you're all amazing. Jen, 47 months. Yeah. And back, thanks for the bits back. Yeah, I haven't missed that. Oh. Oh, that one, you know what that one needs, Liefeld? That needs like a little at the start. Oh my God. I think that was too late. Does this even work? Oh, it was kind of late. I was gonna flip the bird then, and then I'm like, a wild hen? I don't have any chicken sounds. Wait, do I have Tempsy stole my chickens? Nope. That's that one. We've got the duck. The duck's good enough. Oh, it used to be Flathorn. Hello, a wild hen. Hey. Well, that makes a bit more sense why you went out of the gate with "You are amazing." Flathorn, it's great to see you. Welcome, welcome. His dad is too... Hello. Yeah, Liefeld, your hee-haw one, I need like a bit more time on the start of it so I could actually hear what it says, because that one comes and goes very quickly. Here, I'm going to do this. Where are you? Wait, what? Oh my God, all the way up there already. Stop chatting, everyone. No, do keep chatting. I love it. Ready? Here we go. Pause that. What the heck? I've done the wrong. Who's the hee-haw? Oh, it's actually the hee-haw sound, isn't it? Wait. Why am I going? What's happening here? Why is my brain gone? What's my brain doing? What's the hee-haw sound? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It's hee-haw. It's hee-haw. It's just actually hee-haw. Sorry, Liefeld. I knew it was you. And there we go. Okay. Plans. Let's talk about my holiday. I've ummed and ahed about this a little bit. Yeah, I know, back. Yeah, they're all sitting there staring at me. Oh, now my son might be about to come through and say goodnight. I might need a moment to say goodnight to my son. Because he got home and I've been streaming since he got home. And I need to say goodnight to him. But we'll see. I thought I just heard the who's door. We're going to talk about the trip. Now, I'm denying about this because I don't want... We had an amazing trip. It cost us so much money. It was incredible, and I'm very grateful I had the chance to do it. This is not a, hey, check out all of the amazing stuff I did. I mean, it sort of is, but I don't want it to come across like that, and you know what I mean? So, yeah, we had a lovely time, and I'm going to show you the photos, and it was great. What, Mel? It was a heck of a long trip, and we've got everlasting great memories and not so great memories that will come from it. Yeah, it's slide night. Why are we shushing Richard? Ebony, when are you not shushing me? Shush! Guess who's going to Beetlejuice next week? Oh, my son's here. Hello? Hello? Hey, buddy. Everyone, please give me just one moment. I'm just going to say good night to talk amongst yourselves for a minute. See you later. Okay, I'm back. Oh, everyone's gone crazy. Good night, mister. Okay, hello. Hello, chair. Somebody bun song. Okay. I became a cat sitter. Yeah, my mum said, she's not right, Mum. I don't know what you did to her. No, she's taking a bit to settle back in here. Man, it is so cold outside at the moment. Oh. Yeah, Cinnamon. Cinnamon went to Mum's place. Cinnamon didn't want to leave Mum's place the other night. She was hissing at us and scratching and stuff. She did not want to go in her little travel box. Yeah, Ebony, got to have you and your family around sometime. We were going to try and do that, and then we didn't do that. But it would be absolutely lovely. Next time you're all in town. Does that... The text of those... hello, Pep Oryx. The 23 months. Oh, 20-month streak. Unreal. Is that font massive for all of you as it is for me? It's like, Pep Oryx, subscribe to Tier 1. It's like, what is that all about? The font of, like, it says Pep Oryx subscribed at Tier 1. It's that looks, yeah, the alerts look massive on my screen. I do have the stream chat embedded in OBS, so it might be something different, but might be doing something weird. Oh, it's so weird. Man, it's like the font is twice as big as the normal chat font. It's weird. It's for streamers because we're special. Hey, Puma. Yeah, okay, maybe that's to make it stand out for me. I wish I could turn that off. Okay, so I've got stuff to show you. I've got stuff to show you. Why have I got so many alerts at the moment? What's going on? Oh, Arrow. Oh, hello, Arrow. You've sent me something. I'm going to accept your DM. I'll look at that after stream. That's really cool. Thank you. Thanks for sending that through. Just maybe check with... Hey, whoa, Kim. Hey, Kim. Kim, you're one of the highlights of my my TikTok For You page at the moment. I like just how random the stuff is that pops up from you. It's great. And it's just always you giggling, which is just the loveliest thing in the world. So thank you for making... I had the worst connectivity on this holiday because there's really not a lot of connectivity out there where I've been. And every little bit that I would get, I'd open TikTok and there would be another Kimmy giggling. So, hey, you're not ruining my day. It's great. And you know what's funny is because some of the stuff that you... Danners, why you... Don't DM me, Danners. Oh, wait. I did see... Oh, the new... Oh, that's the new sound. Okay, Danners. Okay, gotcha. I should be... I am in streamer mode. I just happen to have Discord open on my screen. On my other screen. What was I going to do? We're going to talk about... I'm getting so distracted. We're going to talk about the thing. I know, Dennis, and I've told you don't message me on. No one can ever whisper at me when I'm streaming because I don't have the Twitch interface open anywhere when I'm streaming. Richard cannot come to the phone right now. Where's my? Is that this? No, it's not this. No, it's this one. Okay. We're going to talk about the holiday. So, I've got a map to show you of... Oh my God, Patrick! Patrick, hello, mate. It's... Well, don't, Dennis, because the only time I find them is when I eventually actually log back into Twitch to watch something else. So it could be a week before I find them. Oh, you're all amazing. Okay, so the holiday. This bit is going to be very bright. I need to warn you that the map is... What? Danners? No, don't... Oh, yeah, Danners. Yeah, the right way is actually to open a ticket to send me stuff that you want published. Because the mods can then poke me. Then you don't have to poke me again. Mind you, the more the merrier. Oh, man. Okay, it's been a while. Oh, Dennis is still a mod. Oh, Dennis. Yeah. I think we've... Dennis is a mod because one of my last streams... Actually, was it the very last stream that I did? Oh, you can't time him out. I can unmod him. Yeah, I might have missed that, Dennis. I was busy doing stuff at the start of stream. I have no power. Oh no, it's like the genie's had the cuffs come off. Mel, that's not fair. I'm not used to this. Okay, so I've got Google Earth. It doesn't have a dark mode as far as I can tell. Does it have a dark mode? Let's have a look. Does Google Earth have a dark mode these days? No. No. No, not that I can tell. Touring, navigation, general. No. Okay. Wait. We're going to play GeoGuessr. Yeah. Wait. What's happening, Mel? Azuri, you be careful. The mods can then poke me and then you don't have to poke me again. Mind you. Oh, no. Oh, Mel, what have you found? You found it. Do you know what? I added that when I added the Pride stuff. And you've only just found it. I left that there as a surprise for you, Mel. This is a desktop app, Orza. Your plugin has no powers here. So, bear, get yourselves ready for this one. You ready? Gosh, I hope... Hang on. Let me just make sure I've got nothing on the other screen. I can't remember which screen this is configured for at the moment. You ready? Here we go. Perfect. There we go. All right. Let's go there. Let's hide the layers. Righto. This is... I know, it's very bright. It is very bright. Right. Actually, this is quite... That pink is probably not going to come through very well on the stream. And in fact, the pink is the trip home. So let's do this. All right. Now, that is as far as we went. The whole trip was around 6,000 kilometers. And my Alexa's died. I can't tell you what that is in miles. We did this drive. Please don't. No. Actually, it's fine, Mel, because home is put to not my home. I've intentionally put that a good distance from my place. On the home pin. Yeah, I can zoom in because I live out this side of Melbourne, but I'm 3,000 there, 3,000 back. I'll put it at your place. Yeah, that's right. No, I did think about it. So we live up near what's called the Ring Road in Melbourne, which comes out the north. Actually, I hate it when it doesn't stay north. There's a big road that comes out around here. They're building underground tunnels to connect that road to another freeway in Melbourne, which is driving us all mental. Yeah, this is the good old Google Earth. So day one, we drove from Melbourne out. Let's put the borders on. Hang on. Don't want that. Yeah, let's do South Australia. Yeah, so we drove from Melbourne to just into South Australia, which itself is... I can actually do this. Measurements. Come on, kilometres. Nearly 500 kilometres on day one alone. Right? What's the seed? We drove nearly 500 kilometres across to a place called Narracourt Caves, which actually has caves, weirdly enough. And we went to the place, which is in here somewhere. This is all limestone in this area, and it's really amazing what you can see there. I've got some photos that I'll share. I thought we'd go through the map first, and then I'll do the photos. So I'm just going to whip through the places we drove. So that was day one, and this is where we met. So we were traveling with 5 other families. So my music's a fraction loud for my earballs. Hang on. Give me a moment. I'm going to turn the music down just a bit. There we go. I'm finding I'm talking quite loud over this. I can actually turn my own volume down too. Look at that. So we're traveling with 5 other families. We were in an RV, which you'll see in a little bit. The music was a bit loud. Okay, hopefully that's better. The other 5 families were in caravans. So they all had 4-wheel drives, that they could like unhitch their van from and drive places when we were stopped for a couple of nights in places, which we couldn't do, which is probably the only real negative of the RV. We loved the RV. We did have CB radios. Yeah. So there are trucks that you will pass if you're traveling in Outback Australia that are 3 trailers long or even longer. We saw some 5-trailer ones, except the trailers are a bit shorter. Okay, Dread, drive safe. Breaker. What's really funny, actually, is we were the first to leave Narracourt Caves, and we headed out this way. And once I got out on this highway, I very, very quickly pulled up. I pulled up behind a road train, they're called. And because we got the CB radio, there's a standard trucker radio channel. And so I got on there, and there was a brand. It was like, I don't know, the Good Guys or something. It wasn't, but I got on the radio straight away and went, "Hey, good morning, Good Guys. Are you on the channel?" And someone replied and said, "Yeah, I am." I said, "Mate, on the RV behind you. Perfectly happy to stay here for the next hour if I need to. But if you see a spot that I can overtake, please let me know." And he's like, "Yeah, no worries, mate." So a few minutes later, on a straight bit of road, he came back on and said, "Righto, RV, now's your chance." And he let me go around him. But what was really funny is my daughter and my wife were both laughing their heads off in the back. And I'm like, "What are you laughing about?" And they said, "The voice that you just used on the radio, you became the most Australian I've ever heard you talk." And apparently my radio voice is, especially talking to the truckers, was very much, "Yeah, g'day, mate. How you going? This is we're the RV behind you." No, it wasn't. It was the complete opposite, Kimmy. "Hello there. Welcome. Hello there. This is the RV travelling in behind you. Could you please, at your earliest convenience, let us know when it's safe to go around?" No, I was like, "Yeah, g'day, mate. How you going? Can you let me know when it's time to pass? Thanks a lot, mate." I did become Dazza. "Yeah, mate. How you going?" Apparently, now, when we were talking to the other families on the radio, apparently I didn't do that. But when I talked to the truckers, I definitely did. Razza's me. Unfortunately, Mrs. T... So I had some great experiences chatting to the truckers on the radio, just to let them know that we were there. There was one point where we were the last of the 6 vehicles in the convoy. Oh, man. And this is out... I'll show you these roads in a minute. This is out in the Northern Territory. And... no one had thought to get on the radio to the trucker that we were all going around. So this is, Puma, I've been learning a bit about this. We all mask at different times, right? Everybody does it to suit their environment. Neurospicy people tend to do it quite a lot more. And I've just noticed how different the personalities that I have for the people that I meet are. And how much I change to match. I'm like a chameleon. How much I change to suit whatever environment that I'm in. And the truckers, hey, I just speak of their language because they just smiled and made me a Vegemite sandwich. You're world renowned as an Aussie for a reason. That's so funny. Oh man, just you wait, crazy. That was. You can see that on there, can you? God, man, you got good eyes. If you can see, you see that far out. That was crazy. We'll come to that. Okay, I got to keep going because Kabowsy. Oh man, Kabowsy. Hello, welcome. First time chatter, long time viewer, maybe. I've just been on a massive holiday that was this. I can't zoom out. My finger can't zoom out enough. Oh my God, there it is. This is where I've just been. So, yeah, a lot of South Australia. Straight up through the middle. Huh, hang on. Kraz knows every pub in that area. Narracourt is middle of nowhere and freezing at night. Heck yeah. It's not actually. I might have talked a little bit. Well, it is the middle of nowhere, but the farm that I grew up staying on that I talk about occasionally is in Francis, which is just a little bit north of there, I believe. Francis up here. There you go. These pivots used to all be the farm that I would stay on. Their house was here. Oh, man. I miss this place. This is where I grew up. Not where I grew up. It's where I grew up going every school. That's the yards. I talk about arriving on this farm. Oh, this has gone totally off the tracks. Corrugations, we did, but we never went off. We did sealed roads, Lightning. I'll mention the one spot we did that. This is where I grew up. Every school holidays coming here. This is their pivots. Mrs. T and I arrived one Friday. We got to this house. We got on the radio and I said, yeah, g'day, how's it going? No, we got on the radio and the farmer said he was in a header out the back here somewhere. Could we move the sheep for him that were all the way up in this pivot down to the yards? So Mrs. T and I got on the motorbike and we had to move probably a few hundred head of sheep from up here down to there. This pivot is where I rolled a trike motorbike and very nearly killed myself, but walked away completely injury-free. Anyway, okay, different trips. Let's go back to what I was doing. Right, so day 2, Narracourt. We left Narracourt, had my moment with the truckie. I was going to tell you about Mrs. T and the truckie. We'll do that later. We drove right through the guts of Radelaide. And straight out the other side, bar the little misturn that I made in there, having to let the kids out and go for the toilet. And the whole group regrouped at a caravan park in Port Augusta. So by now, you notice the colour of the land's changed a bit. We're starting to get into what they were calling Outback South Australia. So this is where everything's starting to get a bit more brown. It's not the beautiful lush greens that we had back, around our part of the world. This is now starting to get very dry and dusty. We did stay in Port Augusta. We stayed over the bridge. We stayed at a caravan park. Where did we stay? Because I had to come back across the bridge to get dinner from a place here. I reckon we stayed. There was a caravan park right. Oh, there. Yeah, there you go. That's where we stayed. Caravan park right there. I reckon our van was probably there. Our truck. Logs are not friendly. They were actually really nice. The guy got a bit grumpy that I was grumpy that our 5 pizzas took over an hour to make. But over the bridge downtown. Oh, someone's having fun on the boat down there. Look at that. Yeah, so Port Augusta, nothing super exciting to report from there. So that was what, day 2 was Narracourt to Port Augusta. But then day 3, so day 2's distance was, 654 kilometres. Day 3, we drove to Coober Pedy, which was 540 kilometres, give or take. And this is when we really started to go through the outback. So, how do I... Oh, there we go. Make that north again. There we go. So, yeah, this is where we started to go into, just real, not too far of a drive, man. So, we're in an RV. 5 of us in my family were all in the RV. And like I say, there were 5 caravans going, Boots! Yo, Boots! Hello. Now, Coober Pedy, Coondambo, Glendambo. We stopped in Glendambo for lunch. Was Marla that day? No, Marla's the next day. So, Coober Pedy is an opal mining town. And 5 in a caravan going, Boots, no. We didn't do any sing-alongs. It was so loud in the RV. So loud. So loud. In the front, you could chat. You could kind of chat in the back. But if you were sitting at the table in the back, there was always one person had to be going backwards, at least. And the kids just sat there with devices the whole time. Just watching movies. My son's watched half of the thing. Hey, Frill, you ledge. How are you, man? Thanks for dropping in. It's great to see you, man. Yeah, the kids just watched it. My 10-year-old has watched half of the Marvel movies now. He was just barreling through movies. So yeah, Coober Pedy is an opal mining town, and everywhere you look in this place, there are these open mines. And Typically, they are like dirt stacks. I think I'll be able to show you. I think I've got a photo of them a bit more, but it is literally just nothing but mining out here. It gets so hot that people build their houses partly underground or completely underground. And the people, old mining, yeah, but the funny thing is, it is still massively active. Hello, Sarah, with the 42 months. Oh, wait, Friendly Asteroid with the 32 months as well. Yo, Sarah. But, So it's still massively active for mining. Like, it is ridiculous how much is still going on in this town. But let me show you the caravan park where we were staying in, which was here. This was the corrugated road. Oh, said no. Get subbed. Oh, look at that. Down as you ledge. This road in here was the worst corrugation we had of the whole trip. And it wasn't too far. It was only a kilometre or something, but oh man, that shook the thing. No, Ebony. Okay, well, okay, everyone, please wait. Where is it? Ebony's just going to go and get some dinner. This caravan park is crazy. This is made in essentially what is an old mine. There is still an active mine next door. I hadn't actually noticed this, but there is still an active mine next door. We knew there was some trucks and stuff around there. We had our caravan. You'll see photos in a bit. We were up here. Actually, right where that is. Oh, our RV, not caravan. Our RV was up here. Next to us was the underground TV room. Like, you just go through a door and it was all underground. They've got some shelters. A couple of our vans were there. Most of our group were free camping sort of down the back here, not connected to power. Once you get here, there's no water. Mrs. T and I sort of forgot about the water thing. We had a tank in the van. Wait, why is this photo from 1985? No, it's saying we can go back to 1985. I don't want to go back to 1985. 2006. Ew, no, stop. No, let's go back to here. But there are mines like all the way around this. Like everywhere we could see, there was mining activity going on. But this place was crazy. It was hot, it was dry, and we stayed 2 nights here because we wanted to spend a bit of time around Cooper Pedy. The other thing we did was we went out the other side of town to Tom's Opal Mine. And this place was amazing. This has gone through a few different owners, all who have turned up, tried their luck at mining this area, and not done very well. The guy that owns it now has found most of his wealth from this mine, I believe. There's a spot that I'll show you in the photos where 3 previous owners had drilled pilot holes. I think this is it here. There's a tunnel that goes underground, and I think this is it here. Yeah, you come. So under here is a mine that an old mine we were all walking through. You come out the door here and into this tunnel. So under this road here, 3 owners of this land have put pilot holes down and not found anything. The guy that now owns it found one of the biggest, not the biggest, but one of the biggest deposits of opals that he has found 2 feet away from where the last of the pilot holes went down. Now, he knew it was there. He talked to us a lot about how when this area was being formed, never quite fully understood it. When this area was formed, there are places where the limestone built up. I think it's limestone. And there were mudslides that then came sort of behind these areas. And it was all compacted, and these mudslides were compacted. Thank you, Mum. And the best spots that you will find opals are where the mud has, with all of its forces, has pushed against the limestone and lifted it up. And when that happens, there are 3 different levels, and the first 2 levels don't give you a lot of space. I mean, opals are where silica has settled in cracks, and so you get big cracks. There's a chance you'll get more silica settling, and over thousands of years that turns into opals. But yeah, it was this force of something lifting up and creating these seams, and that's where the opals form. Now he's really good at reading I was gonna say geography, the geology of these areas. Is that the right thing? Geology? Whatever, the land formation. And he could see that there was this mud, like, I think he was calling it a front or something, but he knew that there was this spot in here where there would be good opals. And yeah, 2 feet from where someone had been looking, he found a massive seam. Now, the thing is, he knows which direction it heads in, and he's going to mine it. And it comes out south from here, and he's just waiting for the right moment to bring all his machinery in and start mining. So all of that is to say, Coober Pedy is still rich with opals. It is massively mined, and there are some enormous open cut mines as well as all of these like smaller individual mines people are running. But yeah, there you go. That's the story of Tom's opal mine that is now owned by Paul, who is, as I'll explain in a minute, completely stuck in the 80s and hilarious. But yeah, so this is all his work. Like, all of this land clearing that he's been doing is now since he's owned the mine. He runs the tours. It sounds like he's just a guy that loves opals, loves talking and telling stories, and he'll eventually do a bit more mining, and when he doesn't want to mine, he just runs the tours, and there you go. So Coober Pedy, the town itself, I've got some good photos actually of. Yeah, so I've got a photo of this thing here. This is a thing from a movie set, and there's this massive museum underground. Sarah, not for a good reason. If you stick around for a bit when I show the photos, because I'll tell the story when he's on screen. He's stuck in the 80s in not a great way. It's mildly inappropriate. But what's interesting is I've got a photo from up here. So you can see this house here is built underground. It goes in under there. I think it's here. I think it's these 2 places. These 2 houses are both built into the hill, and half of it is underground. So I'll show you a photo of those in a bit. But yeah, Coober Pedy is amazing. I went there 20 years ago. Obviously went there on this trip, and hasn't changed a bit. The shite have been more green. I think this is more Mordor. You know what? He's actually wearing. He could very easily have been wearing 90s, 80s footy shorts back. So yeah, Coober Pedy, there you go. We had 2 days there, and then there was this massive day driving up to Earl Dunder. Well, that's only 486 kilometres. It's not that bad. But off we go. So yeah, Earl Dunder. Oh no, wait, it's this one. So Earl Dunder is the point. If you were driving from the south all the way up to like Alice Springs, you would keep going north when you get to Earl Dunder. Yeah. Mods, I think I let that message through. We did. There we go. Thank you. You would have been into Coober 20 years ago. There you go. Mum was there 50 years ago. It still hasn't changed a bit since you were there, Mum. It's still just as gorgeous as you are. All right. Whoa. So Earl Dunder's this amazing spot, right? The road, the sort of place that we stopped at. Here, look at this, right? This is literally where you either go north to Alice Springs or left to Uluru. And so many people pass through here. Get a free. I bought my mum dinner last night. No, 2 nights ago. Thank you very much. Oh, Mum, I found my laptop charger. I meant to message you. It was here. Did you help save the German tourist lady? What? While we were traveling, what was his name? The guy that was the inspiration for the Wolf Creek movies. He passed away while we were traveling. I think, in prison. What was his name? Which was not great to be in the middle of the outback and hearing about the guy that killed the backpackers in the outback. Oh my God. Or the backpacker tried to kill someone and the girlfriend got away. Yeah, anyway, weird story. So yeah, so Earl Dunder. Anyway. Thanks, Mel. We stayed here for a night and it was, sorry. Falconio, that's the guy. We stayed here. This was one of the strangest, desolate caravan parks I have ever stayed in my life. We were right at the back here. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, move right along. Okay. Beautiful sunset here. We saw a camel. I took a photo of the camel. I took one photo of a camel and realized afterwards that it was urinating while I took the photo. So that's not in the album. But this place is weird. So many flies. This is where the flies started. That one. Yeah, that's an amazing story, actually. That was happening while we were away as well. Very different part of Australia. But yeah, we didn't find her. But yeah, that was a really crazy story. That woman was alone, full driving in remote outback. And the story, I think, is that she got bogged, like got the car stuck. She got out to try and get it unstuck and she fell over and hit her head. And so she didn't realize what she was doing. She wandered off from her car to go and get help or something. She had food and clothes and heat and everything and just left it all behind. Ended up spending 12 days or something. Well, it was longer than that. I think it was 12 days in the outback. Yeah. Yeah, don't do that. But she'd hit her head. She wasn't thinking straight. So from Earl Dunder, which was, like I say, such a bizarre spot, we drove off to Uluru. Now, there is a place called Mount Connor, and it has an indigenous name that I can't remember. We used to call Uluru Ayers Rock, and we've now realised how significant this place is within indigenous culture, and so we, as Australians, we all now call it by its indigenous name, Uluru. But Foolaroo is Mount Connor, and it is similar a little bit. There you go, back. Wow. I'd believe that. There is nothing there except a petrol station, a gas station. Stick to the cities and the town where... Dennis, that's very sweet. This thing is the first major geological structure that you find. Have we got 3D? No. Terrain? Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, now here we go. Yeah, look at this. Okay. This thing is the first thing that you see as you're driving along, and it actually... Attila, correct. Thank you, Mel. Thank you. Attila is its indigenous name. This is really imposing. This, like, from the car, this is really quite incredible. And it is the first place that you see that is like Uluru. But you keep driving west and you do eventually come to this amazing village. It's like a resort in the middle of the outback called Yalara. And we stayed in here somewhere. We stayed at the caravan park that was somewhere. Where the heck was it? You drive in, you turn right. I don't even know where we stayed. Oh, is this the caravan park back here? Oh, we stayed all the way back here. There we go. But this is where we set up for, I think, 3 nights? Another 2 nights maybe. 9, 10, 11. Yeah, another 2 nights. And from here, we went out to, I can do this, to Uluru, and here you go. This is the piece de resistance of the trip. Well, one of them. Kings Canyon was also extraordinary. But this is just astonishing. And I've got some great little, what the? Okay, there we go. I've got some great little stats that I can share with you too about this place. This is where, so 20 years ago when I came here, you could climb Uluru. You can't do that anymore. This is such a significant place for Indigenous members, or the Indigenous population of Australia. It is so sacred that we don't climb it. Yeah, it's funny, Lightning. When we went there, Mrs. T, it was right at the time where they were starting to suggest that we don't climb it. And Mrs. T didn't. And I think in hindsight, I kind of wish I didn't. I actually didn't get very far up it. I got sort of only a little way up it and was like, you know what? This is dangerous and I just want to leave. So I came back down again. But yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of tourists did injure themselves, but it is far more about how sacred this place is in Indigenous culture. Yeah, exactly. And what's really interesting is we did a walk that goes around the base here for a little bit with an Indigenous guide. And he talked about some of the places. Some of the places we stopped at were where men would meet and like train young men and tell their stories. And they were sacred sites for men in Indigenous culture. And then there were spaces for women as well. And one of the interesting things that our guide, I think his name was Paul, it's either James or Paul, said, no, oh man, I can't remember his name. He said, as an Indigenous man, he does not ever hear or know any of the stories that the women tell. So there are some significant sites where he could tell us a little bit about the stories that were told by women in that area, partly because there is artwork there. But it was just really interesting that he could tell us some of the history that he's learned as a man from this area and this community, but couldn't and would not tell us about what the women's, culture and history was, which is really it's really cool. You go to the top and sign the book. Oh, there you go. So mum went all the way to the top. There was a small can on the highest point. Someone graffitied a sacred land. Yeah. It's really sad. Anyway, I was really touched by some of the stories that this tour guide would tell us. He was brilliant. He made some fabulous comments about the politics of Indigenous recognition in Australia. He was just fabulous. I'm really glad I got to spend a couple of hours with this guy talking to us. He told us amazing stories about the area. Yeah, thanks for sticking around, folks. I'm gonna keep barreling along. And this is a good point that everyone might like to hear. talking about the Indigenous stuff, but I'll keep going. But if we think of anything that people would like to hear, just shout out when the ad's done, and I'll come back to it. I won't start the photos for a little bit. I'll definitely be doing that after the ad break. While we were here, so we did this walk that was guided around here. We also went to, there's a Discovery Centre somewhere. Over here, somewhere. Hello, Discovery Centre somewhere. There's a whole community out here, but we didn't go to that. Maybe it's up in here. It's one of these. Oh no, here we go. Here's the Discovery Centre up here. Yeah, that's it. We bought the most amazing piece of art when we were here, and then found out that we'd been completely stiffed on the price because it was bought in the visitor centre. You could buy the art directly from the artists back at Yalara, and it cost half as much. But what we did learn though is that it cost twice as much because half of what you pay here goes into supporting this facility, which is a good thing to do. And they also provide all of the paints and tools and canvases to the artists that make the art here. So we're kind of like, whatever. We're supporting the community and everything. So bon cuisha. Yo, Bod Crease, thank you for the 34 months. That is amazing. Yeah, so the other thing we did here was we did a couple of other little walks. And what is amazing is no matter where you go around this place, I think one of the other walks, we drove out this road around to here maybe? Yeah, maybe in here. No, it was closer than that. Oh, here. Yeah, here. There was an amazing little waterhole in here. There we go. Tucked right up in this spot. No, it's going back to the community. Yeah, that's right. I agree. Absolutely agree, Mel. This was just beautiful. So, you know, we're in the desert, right? But some of it was just so, so lush and just absolutely beautiful. So yeah, in here, this pond was amazing. Mrs. T and our 10-year-old boy, who very shortly after this turned 11, actually walked the entire base, which is 10 kilometers. And they were saying that just some of the, like, yes, it's Uluru and it all looks very similar, but every corner you would come around, there would be something new and unique. I walked from here. I walked all the way up around here, and there's these amazing, like, sort of overhanging parts of it here. I don't think I got that far, but you know, I mean, look at the difference in the terrain as you go around it. It's just all so different. So it was really cool that they went and did this. And so many times since this trip, that boy in particular, our middle child, has said how much he loved this. Like, it was just, he is so grateful that we did this trip, and he just loved everything about the sort of indigenous culture that we learnt about and everything. So that was really cool. That was really, really cool. I know, Ryan. It really is amazing. The other spot we went here is a place that used to be called Mount Olga, or it was commonly known as the Olgas. It is now Katajuta, that is its indigenous name. And it crashed, which is great. Hold on, please. Bear with me. Right. Woo! Oh, man. Okay, hang on. I've lost it. I've lost it all. It's all fallen apart. Hold on a moment. I'll load it back up again. Please hold. I don't want to repair there we go. Okay. Let's go back to full screen. A boop. And let's go to Yalara. Right. Katajuta. Here we go. We're off again. Please hold. Okay. Right. There we go. Now, the amazing thing with this is it doesn't look anything like it does from the air when you see it from the ground. When you see this from the ground, it looks like giant balls. Let's just call it that. Right? Most things don't. Oh, well, yeah, but this is really weird, though, because if you visit Uluru, you see this in the distance, and it just looks like giant lumps in the distance. Oh, I've still got my pride thing going around me. That's cool. I just noticed. But then when you get above it, it doesn't look like balls at all. It looks like these giant, like, elongated things. This again is a very, very sacred site. That looks like a foot. This again is quite a sacred site, and there's a rule here. There's a few rules on photography because it's a sacred site. One of the rules is you can only take a photo if you have at least 3 domes, like 3 lumps, in the photo. And I never fully understood why, but I'm like, hey, listen, if that's your culture, I'm going for it. Unfortunately, I still took a few photos that didn't quite have the 3 the three domes. There was a better name for it, but I think it relates to the fact that they mean something significant, and on their own they don't have the same meaning. Like they all symbolize something. So mounds, ridges. Well, I want to keep saying balls, but lumps. Now, what we did do here, this is the first of the really long walks we did as a family. This was incredible. You drive into this car park and you walk. And there's a sign about here that says, if it is over 30 something degrees and it's after 11 a.m., do not walk past this sign. And then you get up to about here, I think. Or is it before then? Oh, no, it's here. Yeah, right. Okay, there's this spot in here where they say the same thing. They say, this is extremely dangerous. You must be carrying water. It can't be over 30 whatever degrees. And do not pass here if you don't know what you're doing. This is a strenuous walk. And we're like, yeah, no, that's all right. It's not all right. You've got to be really careful because you come in here, you come around here, and then you have to scramble up a flat rock face. Like it was steep, and there were some older people trying to come back down this. I'd read on a website, so it's a loop. So you do this walk that comes in around here, it goes right around the top, around the foot, all the way up here and then back again. There's a lookout up here somewhere. Yeah, up on this. And they say if you want to go to that second lookout, it's the second of two on the walk, you might be tempted to walk the shorter distance back the way you came. Don't do that. It's actually easier and quicker to go the further distance and go the whole way round, which was just amazing. So yeah, so we walked, our whole family did this walk. It does say it takes between 3 to 4 hours. We did it in 2 hours and 5 minutes. Because we're amazing. But yeah, it came all the way around up through this section, which was just unbelievable. Down and around. Now, you're not allowed to take photos here. This is another one of these things where if you just pay attention to the signs and the information that you're provided, you learn a lot about their culture. And they say you can take photos up to this lookout, but you can't take photos of this area because there's a whole lot of sacred sites all the way through here. Everywhere that we walked were people taking photos because they haven't bothered to read stuff. And, you know, we were like, we're doing what we know is the right thing for the wishes of the custodians of this land. We don't need to make a fuss with other people. You know, they're living their lives. We're living ours. So we just happily wandered through. But yeah, this was just absolutely stunning. And yeah, so that was one of the two massive walks that we did on this trip. Okay, very quickly, let's keep going. Kings Canyon. Off we went again, and this is where we went the furthest north that we've been on this trip. So you head back towards Eldunda, but you turn left and you go up to Kings Canyon, which this place was just phenomenal. So the caravan park was actually back around here somewhere. Peterman, maybe? Yeah, so this is the caravan park all the way back over here. We did a helicopter flight while we were here. So there's a helipad over here, and I'll talk about that with the photos in a minute. But yeah, we're staying at this caravan park. Again, just an incredible place. I just could imagine being here in the summer and it just being so unbearably hot. But being here in the winter, you know, it was temperate. It was no more than 25 degrees every day. Cold at night, but yeah, just stunning. But Kings Canyon itself, okay, is up here. And this canyon in here, I think this was my favorite thing on the trip to see. Again, a massive walk. You can do a smaller walk, and you do a smaller walk that goes into the canyon, or you can do the rim walk. And yep, I'm saying the word rim. This was nuts. You come in here and you go up this staircase. My heart rate... What is that? I don't know what that mark is. That's not there. My heart rate was sitting around 180 going up here. This was one of the most challenging things I did on the trip. You climb up here and you keep climbing until you're at the top. And this was strenuous. We were told it would be strenuous. The funny thing was, in our group, so there were 14 children and 12 adults in our group. The youngest kid was 5.5, and he wasn't going to do this walk, and his mum was like, there's no way we're taking him for this walk. Neil was perfect. Didn't have a single trouble with Neil the entire trip. Walking up here, we... so the little kid... he saw us all head off up this staircase and he said to his mum, I want to do that. And the mum's like, all right, we will go a little bit up the staircase and then we'll come back down again. So the 5-year-old grabbed his teddy bear. Not only did he go up the staircase, he did the entire walk that took 3.5 hours. Can you believe it? This little 5-year-old just kept going and going like the Energizer Bunny, for those of you who know what that is. That was unreal. I couldn't believe it. I didn't see him. I knew he started, but I didn't actually see him again until much later in the walk, and he's just trudging along carrying his teddy bear. Oh, Ponquisha, I don't want that to be a thing from this. I said at the start of this that I don't want... His mum gave him Milo. I think his mum probably gave him back... piggyback for a while. The amazing thing with this, right? This again used to all be a seabed a long time ago. There are all of this like balls again up here. I mean, it really is. It's incredible. Oh man, I want a Milo. Incredible formations up here. Because there were a lot of balls. But this walk, so you walked all the way around here. Now, you came out here, and you actually got to see the... Yeah, so this doesn't do it justice at all. You'll see photos here. You come out here, and you're looking across at the sheer cliff over here. You then walked down here and through a gorge. It's totally gorgeous. Where's the gorge? Hang on. Where was it? Where's the gorge? Where's the gorge? I can't find it. Where's the track? Anyway, you cross this amazing gorge. Now, I had no idea how... There's a bridge here somewhere, and I can't find it. There it is! Found it! So yeah, so you cross here, and then you walk this other side. We literally only saw like this much of this, right? But I mentioned we went on a helicopter flight, and I'll show you from the photos. This is massive. This is all wet through here. It's below the water table. And so there is like lush, almost like rainforest growing through this crack. And it's just astonishing. Oh yeah, I don't really have a lot of words to describe how unusual it felt to be walking through this forest in the middle of what is essentially desert. Like, you know, it's so cool. Anyway, so this walk came back around this side. You could look back across here, and then you came through and you finished it. Like I said, this one took us just shy of 3.5 hours, and it was massive. There is a Milo Restore overnight drink. Huh. I want that. I hope you get James Haxby for Beetlejuice next week. Oh, I've seen some clips from him. Yeah. I really want to see him. I'd like to see Eddie again just because it's Eddie, but I don't want to see Eddie again. I want to see James Haxby. Okay, all right. So then it was a trip home. I'm going to race through this because there's just a couple of spots I'll talk about. We drove, I think this was the biggest driving day. This was, it's nearly 800 kilometers we did in a day. to get back to Coober Pedy. And we free camped outside Coober Pedy for this one. So we found a spot beside the road. I'm not sure I'll be able to find it. I didn't mark it. I'd love to find it. Maybe it's in here. Oh, this could be it. It was an area like this. And so we literally set up in a ring, and I've got a great panoramic photo of it. We were literally in the middle of the desert. We had a campfire. It was lovely. But that night, we were hit by about 5 hours, 4.5 hours of 70-kilometre-hour winds. It was so intense. We had to get out of bed. A few of us were like hiding and putting away anything we could that had been left out overnight. The wind was so strong, it ripped the cover off the toilet in the RV, like the skylight off the bathroom. We didn't realise, of course, till the next day, and I could see this like bit of metal sitting up on the roof. I'm like, "What's that, Mrs. T?" And we're sort of looking at it. I went, "Oh my god, that's where the plastic cover was over the bathroom." And so from that day, we had a lovely little water feature. It was, not amazing. But yeah, so then we drove from there. The next day, this is where we said goodbye to anybody. We drove down to a place called Wilpena Pound, which is another, again, amazing landmark in Australia. It's essentially a bowl that's formed by these hills. But it is so much more lush and green than most other spots we'd been. We did a lovely bit of hiking through here. Yeah, Wilpena Pound blew my mind. We weren't in a four-wheel drive, obviously. We were in the RV. So there were tracks and things that we couldn't drive along. They were all actually closed because they had so much rain there. But yeah, that Wilpena Pound was just incredible. Oh, Ebony, I'd love to. And then we were traveling on our own from there. So this is the first time the Thornton family were on their own. Then we had to get back to Melbourne, but we had days to do it. So we started driving. Our plan was probably to go to Mildura or Swan Hill. And we were driving along, and Mrs. T saw a sign for a pub and was like, she stomped on the brakes. We went past, so we're up on this main road. We got a bit past, and Mrs. T stomped on the brakes and said, "There's a pub. It says you can park your caravan there. We're going to the pub." So she turned back around. I feel like my door's open in here. There's a draft coming from somewhere. She turned the van around, and we went to this pub called the Overland Hotel. Overland Corner Hotel. Yeah, crazy. This place blew my mind. Now, where is it actually? I think where's the track? Wait. Oh, now I think it is actually here because this imagery is actually from during the floods. And what I need to do is to go back in time a fraction. Yeah, there we go. Okay, here's the Overland Corner Hotel. Right. So this is when it's not flooded. And what we found is that the Overland Corner Hotel is the oldest freestanding building in South Australia, I believe. Crazy might be able to fix me up here, but my understanding is it is the oldest freestanding building in South Australia. There's a big car park behind it that had some caravans, but we drove down here and we parked our van essentially where this mob are. On the river, like next to the Murray River. We wandered back up the track and we went to the pub and had a drink and oh, that's awesome, Crazy. Oh man, I'd love to see that. That would be amazing. Ebony. Oh look, I would do it if I could. Honestly, I so would, but unfortunately not. It's not the sort of thing I can fit into my life at the moment. But that would be a lot of fun. We'd have to get in a van and go and do a gig somewhere. Maybe that's the thing that's going to do. Yeah, 2023. Yeah. Come and pick you up. Yeah, we'll come your way. What a great idea. But this pub was beautiful. Beautiful beer garden. We sat at the back and played a game of dice together. It was just so nice. Free camping, obviously, so no power or water. And we just were on the river for the night. The stars were extraordinary. It was just so good. Then we headed off to Swan Hill, which was beautiful. And you're starting to get back into sort of, well, it doesn't look like it, but sort of greener spaces. Pental Island was where we stayed. Somewhere around here on the river. Oh, maybe down here. Is this the caravan park? Maybe not. Could be. I don't know. We stayed in a caravan park somewhere around here. I don't know where it was, but we were on the river again for the last night, and then it was home. Priscilla bus tour. Oh, that would be so good. We might have to do Priscilla. Oh, no, I might have to set Priscilla as like mandatory watching for mature members of the community. Minivan and a normal size high heel glued to the top. That's right. And we can't afford the costume budget, so we all just wear jeans and a t-shirt. And then we drove home. So that's the trip. That is it. That is where we went. It's about 6,000 kilometers, I think, roughly, that we drove. You just look at that, right? I wish I could overlay like England on this, and you could just see the scale difference. But it was a long drive. That's all I'll say. You can get me in a van. Maybe if you put me in a van, I'll come and visit. It's going to happen, though. It's going to happen. I wish my life was different than it is at the moment. But anyway. I mean, it's on YouTube, so everyone can watch. What is it? Hey, what? Everybody, I still want to watch Twisted for an 18+. What's Twisted? Don't give up, Mel. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. We're so teeny over here. Yeah. I mean, how long's the drive from John O'Groats to the other end? Is that what it is? How long is the drive from the north to the south of the UK? Oh. I think, have you sent that to me? Send me a link, Ebs. I want to watch it because I'm going to talk a bit about that before I finish my stream. I'm going to take you all through something I've been working on. And you're going to get the very, very early preview. Right. Okay, mate. Put the photos up on the screen. 14 hours. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we had 3 days in a row of 8 and 6 hours. So, and that was just part of this trip. Yeah, it's a long way, this trip. Okay, so the other thing I want to do, let's go photos. Photos. Huh? Have I got photos? I thought I had photos. Oh, I do, but it's in the wrong screen. Here we go. Please hold the line. I shall get you photos. Yeah, I think this is gonna work. I don't know. I've gone to the web version of this, so all right, maybe this is gonna work. God, it's cold in here. Hang on, I'm just gonna check that my door's closed properly because this is ridiculous. Hold on. Yep, it's closed properly. It is so cold in here. Oh man, it's too cold. It's too cold. Okay. Righto, let's go. This is the start of the trip. Yeah, it's really cold. Righto, Narracourt Caves. Here we go. So this is the land was even thinner than this in some parts. The wheels are the wrong side. It's just mirrored. Let's just pretend it's mirrored. Tell you what, that Stagecraft jumper, I washed that after about a week of this trip, and I reckon when I put it on, I heard it sigh as it went over my head. Whispered thank you to me. This jumper got a thrashing on this trip. So this is part of the Narracourt Caves. This is like just so amazing. This land here. I can't zoom in on these, can I? Okay, well, this is the best we can get. This is in one of the caves, and what you're looking at is a pool of water. This is a pool of water here reflecting the stalagmites. No, the stalactites in the background. The tights come down. Tights hang down from the ceiling is what I meant to say. Far out, man. I thought this was cool. This is called the wedding cake, I think. 10 feels like... Yeah, I reckon it feels colder than that here. Hang on, let me just check. Something's gone wrong here. It's like I've got my little heater going flat out next to me. Wait, where's my weather app? I'm using the new iOS thing. Yeah, it feels 6.7. That's exactly the same. This was really cool. I don't know. This one actually reminded me of like a candle in a really ancient church. No, feels the exact. I don't. It's just, I don't know. That one really looked cool. These are really cool. These are like hollow little pipes that are hanging down from the ceiling. And I think what happens is water runs down inside them and just keeps depositing little bits on the end. But they just keep growing and growing and growing. You can actually see at the bottom, those of you with really keen eyes, like that it's dripping into the ground. So it's really cool. That was the first night, man. That was one of the coldest nights we had on the trip, I think, actually. We did have power, so I think we had the heater on overnight. But gosh, it was so cold. One of the many shots of the convoy. So, 1, 2, 3 were our group ahead of us. This is an image that I shared. I can't even remember where this was. Does it say? Oh, yeah, it does actually. Hang on. Oh, go away, thing. Lochiel. Lochiel was the town. Oh, I can zoom in. Oh, yeah, awesome. Okay, and if I zoom in, I can do the thing. Okay, well, that's handy. What's that button do? I need a drink of water. Cold. Like 0. -1 maybe overnight. But feels colder than that. Yeah. I can zoom in. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. This photo. Everywhere we went, not everywhere, but if there's Nesso. Nessie's Australian cousin. Yeah, g'day, mate. It's Nesso. How are you? Are you at my place now? What are you talking about? There you go. Just one of the many views of just driving through the countryside. There's no like... Uh-oh! No, I don't want live. Is there a keyboard shortcut for zooming in? Hang on. Zoom. View. Zoom 100%. Okay. No, you've just got to do it up here. Okay. But yeah, that was just the view of like once we were actually out in the outback, that's what it looked like. Just crazy. Crazy. This is at Reba's. Nah, control and scroll. No, that's zooming the page, but not zooming. This is in the iCloud photo viewer, so I don't know if there's another key. No, I don't know. If anyone can find out for me if there's a shortcut for zooming in. You can't wheel. You can't zoom. I don't know. Shift zoom. Alt zoom. No. Oh, I've done it again. I don't want to change the UI zoom. Hang on. Zoom. Oh, okay. So this is at the caravan park in Cooper Pedy. You can see how sort of dry it is. That's one of our group. More of our group over there. The evenings were just crazy. There you go. That's our setup. Sort of cut into the hill. And then we've got What's his name? Paul. This guy. This guy was an absolute legend. Command plus. No, that doesn't work either. It's control. Nah, it doesn't work. Oh, it's moving the image. Oh, but wait, is that changing the zoom? Oh, it's changing the zoom again. No, I don't want to change that zoom. This guy. Okay, so this guy talked. One of the things that he did, and I'm not going to copy him. I'm just not going to copy him. He talked a lot about his control and that. No, not that. I'm not going to press any more things anymore. He talked a lot about his Opal buyer, who is a bloke from Hong Kong. And when I just say that this guy is stuck in the 80s, you can imagine what I mean. He was impersonating and telling stories about people. And it was just like, I was looking at the other adults around me going, oh my gosh, I didn't know that you can do that. And they were like, you can't. It was really awkward, but like so awkward that it was kind of funny. It was just really bizarre. No. And look, maybe people call him out on it when you're there, but I don't know. It was so funny. He was wearing jandals, flip-flops, thongs, depending where you're from. And he like works in a mine. It was just, I don't know. He was a cracker. Oh no, he was in slacks. That's right. Okay, so he wasn't in shorts. Back. Do they have reviews? I don't know, actually. That would be interesting. Now, this is interesting. Here's the pilot hole I was talking about before. Oh, stop with the things already. Just want that, but not the thing. Okay, right. Here we go. This hole here was the hole that the person who owned this place before him had put through and come down. So a lot of the pilot holes that you see will just be like a bore coming through. This one, they did it big enough that someone actually lowered themselves down into, and they didn't find anything. This guy came along, knew what he was looking at, and found... Can I pin that bar? No. Oh, there we go. Yes, like that. Maybe. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's do that. I just didn't want everything else there. Okay, that'll do. Can hide that too, maybe. Okay, that's about the best I can do. Choose up a bit of screen real estate. But yeah, that's good, back. That's good. I've got photos and videos of my kids going up and down one of those holes. Bog. I won't show it. I've like intentionally left out photos of my family and stuff. But so he came along. Now, I don't think you can actually see the line in the wall. It's really hard to see. There's a bit of it over there. But this line here, this is the mud, and over this side is the limestone. And this is where, as I was talking about before, the mud has pushed up the limestone and has created these gaps, air gaps, seams where opals have been found. So this person's come down here, not found anything, and eventually sold the property to this bloke. He's come along, dug this out, and 2 feet from where this hole was, he found opals. It's just amazing. It's just a different view of that. This was interesting. I shared some of these photos in... you know what? No, I want this to be full screen. Come on. This is silly. There we go. That's better. I can deal with that. This is an underground church. This whole thing is underground. You literally walk in the front here, and within 3 meters, you're underground. And this is all carved out under the earth. which is so cool. I mean, it's... yeah. I thought that was really cool. This is the view I was talking about earlier where we're looking down at the houses that are built into the hill. So you can see here, this house goes back under the hill and you can see it's got an air vent above it. This one's the same where they've built like part of the house here and then the rest of it is under the hill behind it, which is really cool. Really, really cool. Quite common. Not all houses are built into the hill. Obviously, you know, there's lots of properties that aren't. But yeah, these ones clearly have their underground sections, which is really, really cool. I thought this was cool. There's been quite a few films that have been filmed in the Outback. You know, Mad Max, at least one of the Mad Max films has been filmed just around here, we saw. This thing was just sitting here, and interestingly, I think this was there when I visited 20 years ago as well. This is from a Vin Diesel film called Pitch Black that was filmed in 1998. I don't know if anyone knows it, but spaceship frame is built of metal. It was made in Queensland in 4 pieces and trucked down to Coober Pedy. And there you go. Is that a good movie? Are you being silly? It's Vin Diesel. It can't be that great. But yeah, cool. Just weird movie set sitting outside the car park. You really enjoyed it? Oh, maybe I'll have to watch it sometime. Okay, there you go. Pitch Black, all right. I don't know it at all. But there you go. That was filmed in Coober Pedy. Coober Pedy. That is me enjoying a glass of red wine. And there you go. Oh, okay. If you ask any of the children about their favourite moments on the trip, this one comes up. We were walking through the main strip in Coober Pedy, and these 2 dogs were in the back of a ute. And I've learnt from the farms that I've been on that you don't pat farm dogs as a general rule of thumb. So we waited for about 10 minutes until this young girl came out, and I said to her, look, we've got so many kids in our group. Can they pat your puppy? And she's like, absolutely. So she unhooked it and stood there and let everybody, including the adults, all pat her dog. But she said her main working dog, this guy, sleeps in her bed at night. So she's like, I have no problem with people patting my dogs. They're the friendliest things in the world. But this puppy was so cute. It was just sitting in the car looking at us. And when we all stopped and were like, oh, we better not pat it until we got permission, it was like, row, row, row. It's just like, please come and pat me. Anyway, it was very, very sweet. Next. Oh, right. This is cool. This is a view of the whole campsite. So all these are our friends down here. We were tucked in, I think, just over the edge in front of that tank. But that gives you just an idea of the landscape around Coober Pedy. Just crazy. All these mines off in the distance. So it's just astonishing. Tatooine, yes, very much like that. I shared this on Discord. The song, well, well, if you're going to Oodnadatta, mate, with me, you can bloody ride, yeah. So I climbed inside the cabin and I settled down inside. He asked me if I'd seen a road with so much dust and sand, and I said, listen, mate, I've travelled every road in this here land. This was the turn off to the Oodnadatta track, which is a very, very famous unsealed road in Australia, and I had a bit of a laugh that managed to get a shot of that sign. And that's the group. These trucks are very, very, very common sights in Coober Pedy. They use an engine on the back to suck dust and out of the ground. So what you do is you'll dig down, you'll bring a pipe down from this bucket that's up here, and you will use that to suck the dust out from underneath the ground. It's got a little bit of a filter on the back, and you can check if things, like, I don't know, it does some filtration stuff as well, but the important thing with this is it's filtering the dust out of the ground when you're mining underground. But they are everywhere in Coober Pedy. But yeah, that's the group we were with. Our van's obviously parked at the back behind there. And then, yeah, that's the 5 other vehicles. Pretty amazing. I thought you'd all like this one. Here's this sign. Keep vehicles off grass. Okay, sure. No worries. Someone's got a sense of humour. We're in the desert, for goodness sakes. Yeah. There are a few places like that. There's no grass. There's a few places like this. The outside dunny. You don't go into places like that. That terrified me. I think there were spiders in there that were bigger than my palm of my hand. Where was this? This was Ghana. Okay, so this is literally the middle of nowhere, and there was a dude riding a bike. That's it. And this would be days and days and like days of cycling between any sort of civilization. Like, you know, these are hundreds and hundreds of kilometers. And this guy looked like he had a tent and a couple of bags. The grass in this photo. So, okay, so this is the thing, right? I was really surprised at how much vegetation there was for most of the trip. We were not stopping. We slowed down as we went past, and I yelled out, "Mate, you are a legend!" And that was it. That's all we had time for. Yeah, I was honestly surprised at how much vegetation there was all through the outback. It's not what you think. I think across in Western Australia, it is that typical sand dune-y, you know, you think of like some of the Middle East deserts and stuff. I think it's a bit more like that in Western Australia, but over here it was really quite green. Yeah. That's an emu. I did see one emu that had been hit by a car lying beside the road, and it did look like someone had just put a feather duster down on the ground. Poor emu. There was a lot of roadkill. But I'd never seen a dead emu on the side of the road before, and it really just does look like a giant feather duster. You would be surprised how many floodplains you go across in the middle of the desert. I think when it rains, it doesn't sink into the ground at all. It just goes somewhere. And so this was really, really, really common to see that the road was subject to flooding when they get rain like once a year. It's very strange. South Australia WA is more desert. It's called the Nullarbor for a reason. There you go. Oh, yeah, the Nullarbors. Yeah, I drove across that years ago. And then we got to Uluru, and that was for the first photo I took of Uluru. Yeah, this is pretty cool. That's me. There's a lot of flies. This is the bloke. He was so funny. The funny story I've got from here. So, Mr. Back, welcome back, Dennis. This is some very, very, very old indigenous cave paintings. What I love, this guy telling the story. So this is our little tour guide for these walks. He said, how old do you think this is? And a few people said 1,000 years old. Others said 100,000 years old. And he was like, oh, yeah. Someone said 1,000,000 years old. He's like, yeah. He said, in the indigenous language, for things like this, we've got 4 numbers. We've got 1, 2, 3, many. This painting is many years old. I thought that's so nice. It was such a great way to look at it. I don't know, but it's significant to them. This was an area where men were trained to fight and hunt, or to hunt, probably not fight the things they're hunting, and how to make weapons and things. Orcs. What? So this was the men's area. I don't think I've got more. Nah. So every spot I went to after this, I've got like photos of my family, so I didn't do it. But we went to this beautiful women's area, and it was one of the few spots where we were allowed to walk into a space and on the rocks and stuff. And he said to someone, at one point, "Oh, could you just move for me? Just move. Okay, this flat bit here, this is where for thousands of years the women who met here would make their meals. This was like their benchtop in their kitchen, and there was a beautiful smooth rock, and it just, my brain does not comprehend how many people have sat there over such a long period of time doing what they do. Right? So much longer than white people have been in Australia. This has been a place where people have met and eaten and shared stories and passed down their culture and their languages and their knowledge of the land. And he said, this is the great thing, right? This guy in the talks that he was doing, he said, my culture is dying. There is not enough left of my people living the way that they would live and telling the stories that they told to keep my culture alive. It is dying. It will be extinct. And that really hurts to hear that. And it's true. And I can't change, there's so much about this. I can't change what's happened, but I can learn and be better from it. Back says, that reminds me of a story my mum told me from when she was doing court reporting in the NT. The local Aboriginals didn't have different words for hurt or kill. So they'd say, for example, I killed him. The judges needed to know to ask if they killed him a little bit or a lot. Oh, wow, there you go. Yeah. And that's, it's a different, I really loved hearing this. I don't know if I've talked about it on stream at any point, but years ago I went to a place in country Victoria. It's a gold mining town, and they have a, as a lot of these places do, the touristy sort of settlement thing set up. It's called Sovereign Hill here in Victoria. But there was a young woman who was leading our tour through the sort of mining village, and she said, I'm Aboriginal. I may not look it because I look mostly white, but my mother was from this particular group of Indigenous people, this particular community, and she was a part of the stolen generation. And so the Australian government were just abhorrent in their treatment of Indigenous people here in Australia for many, many years. And they tried to breed the black out of Indigenous people. And so they forced Indigenous women to marry white men. And this girl, that was still a young woman that was standing in front of me, said, I am a product of that. I look white because my mum was forced to marry a white man. That was the first time in my life where that issue really hit me and sunk in, that this person doesn't look like the person she is because of what had happened to her mum. I had sort of similar feelings listening to this bloke talk up in Uluru about his culture and the fact that it's dying. And, people used to walk from the coast deep into inland Australia and teach Indigenous communities inland about the sea. That does not happen anymore. And there aren't the types of communities that there used to be, obviously. I mean, I think he was saying that it was only like 15 years ago that the last completely remote Indigenous people walked off their land and into civilization. And as far as we know, there aren't like untouched communities now in Australia, which is just, it's very, very sad. It's very, very sad. And, we've come home with a bit of a renewed enthusiasm in getting involved in the Indigenous programs in our area. I don't know what that looks like. I have no idea, but it's something that Mrs. T and I are going to try and find out more about to learn from and appreciate the history of the Indigenous people in our end. The way we have and continue to treat, it is. Yeah. It makes me sad. It makes me very proud to be a part of white Australia now at a time where we have learnt so much, but there is so much more to do, you know? Yeah, Mel, I'm sure. Anyway, let's get back onto some happy stuff. That's a photo of a tree. That's one of the watering holes we walked to. So it's amazing, you know. Again, we're in the desert, but there are pools of, like beautiful little pools like this around the base of Ayers Rock, Uluru. Here we go. Yeah, I know, back. And here I am just straight away calling it by its white name, not its indigenous name. This was really interesting. Uluru is like an iceberg. Uluru is 348 metres high above the ground, but we estimate another 3 to 6 kilometres of rock extends underneath the ground. Aboriginal people have lived at Uluru for over 30,000 years. Anangu are the park's traditional owners. They speak many languages. What's also amazing is that they believe that the rock formation under Uluru is actually connected to Karajuta, to the Olgas nearby as well. Nearby. I say nearby. It's like a 40-minute drive. But yeah, so there you go. I saw that and thought of you all and thought that would be really cool to show you guys. So yeah, I mean, Uluru is massive. Yeah, Landberg, exactly. It's very, 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 very rich in iron, is what our mate back here was saying. And, you know, he sort of sighed and he said, so it probably means that Rio Tinto will be here soon to start mining it. They won't. I mean, I'm sure that they can't possibly come mining Uluru, but you know, that's what someone who this is their land, that's how they you know, that's the sort of thing that they feel about Business Australia. I really like that. I took that photo and it's really cool, and it's just rock. It's the edge of that. It's just cool, striking colours, and I really like that. Yeah, that's how sort of lush it was around the bottom. There was a lot of rain back in May, I think, around Uluru, and so it's actually quite green still from the rain. That was another beautiful little watering hole. That's me. That's okay. This is what I'm talking about. That was the view of Karajuta, the Olgas, before. How I said it looks like big balls, and it's not. It's really long stuff. See the ball thing? It looks like big balls, but it's not big balls. It's big stretched things. Yeah, so this is one of the photos that I shouldn't have really taken because it doesn't have 3 of the lumps. That kind of does because there's a lovely lady lump. There's a lump sitting in the background. So kind of allowed to take that photo. Near Uluru was this incredible thing called the Field of Light. I've stopped. Quit while I'm behind. Back. Okay, moving right along. This is the Field of Light. 54,000 solar-powered light bulbs that gradually change colours as you're walking around. This was really cool. Unfortunately, I did think I was going to a drone show, and so when we turned up and I saw the field, I'm like, that's a lot of drones. And Mrs. T was like, this is not a drone show. No, it didn't quite go like that. But pretty much until we arrived, I thought I was going to a drone show. Not a drone show. But yeah, this was just stunning. Unfortunately, it was cloudy when we were there. I really wanted to get more photos like this with the stars in the background. Even you knew about the Field of Light. There you go. Yeah, so I mean, it was just something really different. It's made by a British bloke who's famous for this. Daz. And I've been talking for this. What are we, 2 hours into this stream? Done a lot of talking. But yeah, this was just really cool. And then that's me in front of the rock. That's the van in front of the rock. That's more of the rock. That's a photo of me driving. Okay, this is as we were going up This is right at the start of the Kings Canyon walk, and that's kind of the terrain, right? This was treacherous and exhausting trying to walk up that. This was the view from the top of the staircase. Might be the mark you saw. Oh, yeah. You're right, Ebony. Hadn't even registered that. You are absolutely right. Well done. Well done. Well done. Do I have a photo of the little guy climbing up here? I don't think I do. Oh, I wish I did have a photo of the little dude. Anyway, I really love that. I'm thinking of getting this one printed on a canvas. Something about that photo I really like that one. Yeah, another one. There you go. Rare shot of Mrs. T, folks. But just was nice seeing her sit on the thing and just thought I'd take a photo of her. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Hang on. Yeah. Okay, so this is from the first. This is where I said you're looking across at the sheer rock face. You can actually see people over there. That's where we were going later in the walk. But yeah, this is just stunning. Yeah, none of the, that sort of call of the void stuff going on here. Like, there's nothing to stop you going too close to the edge. They said don't always be at least 2 meters away, but whew, it's pretty nerve-wracking standing up on top up there. This was down in the gorge. You can see the water. You can see the photographer. But yeah, like just lush greenness. So yeah, this is down where I showed you the bridge was. Really just amazing. And then this is back across the other side. So this is once we did the rest of the walk, you come up and come around. One of Ebony. This is just one of the spots, just walking along, and there's palms and stuff, ferns. Like, it's just, yeah. This was one night in the campsite. We had one family bring an inflatable movie screen, and another brought a projector, and so the kids watched Moana one night, sitting out in the middle of nowhere. Just so bizarre. And then, then we did this. I think it was actually Moana 2. And I don't really know any music from Moana 2. It didn't really resonate with me so much, that movie. That's the helicopter we went on. I love this photo. This is as we took off to fly across to Kings Canyon. And I did share this in Discord. Okay, the resolution's not that great. That's our van down there, and that's Mrs. T waving to the helicopter from our campsite. But yeah, so we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vans. That was our group stretched out down there. It's so cool. But then I'll just whip through some of these. These were the views from the helicopter. We've already seen all this from Google Earth, of course. Yeah, just amazing. I really love this, just looking directly beneath us down at the car park that we'd parked in the day before. And just seeing all of the RVs parked, all of the cars parked. But yeah, this was the start of the walk. You headed off up there to go up the stairs. Yeah, Lumpy. So these are all the balls that I was talking about. That is. See these formations? It's just really bizarre. Just crazy landscape. That's the helicopter. That's the van. This is sunrise on the last day in Kings Canyon. This is the furthest we were being, and we were starting to head back home from there. We did see the occasional wild camel, I think. Yeah, hard to see. There's a camel hiding in the trees up there. We saw a few spots of wild horses. And then, look at this. Wait, what? Let's whip through some of these. This was our night of camping just out in the desert. We set up like this. We ended up lighting a fire and all sitting around this. And then this was the night of the 70-kilometer-hour winds. It was so wild. So wild. Oh, excuse me. It's getting late. Coming into Outback, South Australia. Just really bizarre cloud formations over this. So this was coming into Wilpena Pound. We did this amazing walk through Wilpena Pound. Australia exports camels. Yeah, I don't remember hearing that actually. They're all obviously introduced. Just lovely walk through here. Oh, that's not straight. Story of my life. Oh well, it's on an angle, but yeah, there you go. This is inside the bowl of Wilpena Pound. Never quite worked out. I need to look it up. I never quite worked out how Wilpena Pound was formed, but it's been used as grazing, as cattle grazing for years and years and years. It's not active anymore for sort of farming, but it's it is just, it's all a national park now, I think, but it's an amazing space. There you go. That's one of the nighttime photos. This is weird. It's either a satellite or a shooting star that I managed to pick up there. It was really cool. More Wilpena Pound. I think I've got photos of kangaroos for you all. Yeah, here we go. There you go. So many kangaroos that day. Good night, Lightning. Thanks for hanging around. I'm nearly done. We're at the very, very end here. Just a beautiful old homestead that we visited. It had just an old shearing shed. I just love shearing sheds. There's something about the smell of being in a shearing shed. We stopped at a town called Burra. This was really interesting. You go to the tourist office, or like the information office in Burra, and you pick up a key. You're allowed to keep the key for 24 hours, and there are about 20 spots around town. You're given a map, and there are 20 spots around town that you can let yourself into, like the old bank, the old brewery. You rode a big old steel frame bike. That was when you did your knees, wasn't it, Mum? Wilpena Pound to Radelaide about 30 years ago. That's a long ride. This was just a lovely view. This was actually an old mining village. I ended up not taking many photos of the buildings in here, but it was just a nice shot of the landscape with our van. Oh! You can't actually see our van down the back there, but there you go. This is just a nice spot. But yeah, so we drove around that town for a little bit, and it was great. Overland Corner, this is where we parked. I'm sorry, Danners, I'm getting very tired, and I got an early start in the morning, so I need to not stay around too late. But there you go. Rare shot of the family. Don't often put these up, but this is because it was from the back. It's all good. This is walking back up that dirt road to go up to the pub. And this place was just... please wrap it up. Wait, Mel. Oh my gosh. That's a new one. I haven't seen that before. This place was just so cute. You can see, the 1956 flood level. Overland Corner. There you go. And that's the view of the Murray River waking up the next morning. Just absolutely beautiful. There you go. That's where we parked for the night. I went and saw some locks. Oh, for my well-being. And this was the final night. This was the little caravan park we found again on the Murray River. Just beautiful. Really, really, really beautiful. Again, couldn't help but take some photos of the night sky while I was out in the middle of nowhere. It's nice. And yeah, that was Pental Island. And that, folks, is the end of the trip. We then drove home. We had the van for one more day to clean it all. I had to sweep and mop it all out. But yeah, there you go. That's the trip. It really was just extraordinary. I guess there's probably not a lot of places you could go to tipsy around you to see the stars, but yeah, it really was amazing. Just, we spent so many nights in areas where it was just so dark. But there you go. That's it. So, what's next? I don't have any leave left now at my company that I work for, so my next holidays, I'm going to be going to Japan for a few days at the very start of March. But that's it. I can't afford to go on any more holidays. My family is actually going up to the snow next week. But I can't go. I can't go this year because I don't have any leave accrued now. So, coloured and more. Oh, that's cool. To go somewhere with no light pollution. Yeah, that was sort of the thing. Yep, off to Japan, going to Tokyo for a few days. So Mrs. T's actually taking the kids skiing next week here in Victoria. It's the trip we try to do every year and save up for every year. But then her whole extended family are going skiing in Japan at the end of February next year. Samoa. Oh, Samoa would be interesting. I can't go on that again because I won't have any leave accrued, but I'm going to go and spend maybe 4 or 5 days in Tokyo. It'll be my daughter's birthday and we'll probably end up going to like Disneyland and stuff over there. But yeah, I haven't been to Japan yet. It's somewhere I've always wanted to go. So looking forward to popping across there. So yeah, it's back to the regular grind. One thing that I'm going to do is start streaming on Monday mornings again here in local time, which is going to be Sunday evening for some of you or Sunday afternoon for the US. I'm also going to bring back the music stream. So I'm waiting for an invoice to be paid at the moment so that I can buy a new loop station that is going to let me completely rejig the audio setup I've got here again. And I'm actually really looking forward to it. Something I've been wanting to do for ages and ages and ages and ages. And it's making me really excited about doing some music streams again. So that's going to happen soon. It's probably another month away or something because I've got to wait for this to get settled. But what I'm probably going to do is relay out my studio here so that I can fit things in a bit better. Because at the moment, I had been storing the piano kind of under the edge of the desk here, but I never quite... Hey, Cal! We will be tariffed for Disney. What? We get more loops, yes! Yeah, the loops are going to be a thing again. It means I can get away from using a DAW. I won't need to use Ableton on my machine, which I don't know if you remember, but thanks, Sarah. Oh, that's awesome. That's a great offer. I'll keep that in mind for sure. Remember, I don't know who remembers some of the last few music streams that I did. I was having trouble with like extra notes coming out of Ableton. Like it would play this sort of extra sort of sounds occasionally. This poor old computer was not coping very well. Running OBS the way I've got it set up with so much in OBS and Ableton and everything else that I've got going on. So I am going to upgrade this computer as well. But the most important thing for the music streams is moving to the loop station. Because I'll use all of the sound samples that are built into my digital piano, which are awesome. But yeah, so I'm thinking of moving the desk around that way. The angle will then change a bit because I want this brick wall to still be in the background. So you'll be looking at me from that angle over there. Camera will be over there. But it's just going to mean I can use this space differently. Unfortunately, there's a massive storage system on the wall over there that will then be behind the camera. So I just need to work a few things out there. But I think it's all going to happen at once at some point in the next month or so that I will just rip everything off, like the cabling and everything in here is nuts. On my desk at the moment, I've got 2 light boxes. I'm trying to do this. I've got 2 studio monitors. I've got 3, as in like speakers things. They're on stands. I've got 3 monitors set up. The camera's mounted on the desk back there. On my phone mount, there's a Raspberry Pi on here. There's the Stream Deck. I've got my other little Stream Deck I'm going to whip out, so I've got more buttons. It's just like there's so much here that what I think I'm going to do is take it all apart and put it all back together again on a different angle. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. But yeah, that's probably still a month away. But before then, I'm going to go back to adding in a second stream a week because I've been missing it. I really have been. I'm going to have to be very careful that it doesn't make me fall behind in my study homework. I'm halfway through my 2-year course at the moment. So yeah, it's there's a lot. There's a lot going on, but yeah, it'd be great to get back to 2 streams a week. YouTube content. I have got a Border Hoarder episode. I think it's the penultimate episode. I've got that just about ready to go. In fact, there's something I want to show you from it because it's just so funny. Let me see if I can pull this up because this is such a cracker. I'm going to do a little edit of this. I was hoping that I could do some editing at the end of this stream tonight to get this bit into like a really tightly edited to the beat of the music thing. I just want you to see this. Now, can you hear? Let me turn my music off. If I turn this volume up.
Bye, boys. What's going on up here?
You can hear that, yeah?
This is not how I meant to start this episode.
All right. Okay. Let me find. So, yep. Yeah, awesome. Okay. So, what I'm trying to do, you'll find out in this episode what this is about. This is quite a long episode. This is about 45 minutes long. There's a lot that happens in this episode. But like I say, this is, I think, going to be the second last in my Border Hoarder series. I am trying to get a villager to my to where I had my raid farm, my wandering trader farm. So I've got that massive platform in the sky that is where I waited for days and days and days and days and days for wandering traders to spawn. So I'm doing this bubble column. I'm doing it in the most stupid way possible, and you'll get to obviously see me building this as we go. I take a villager across who's sitting in a boat at the bottom of it who gets eaten by a drowned while I'm building the bubble column. So I need to go back and get another villager. I just try to find the spot that this starts. Where is this? Hold on. Hang on. Is this it? Wait.
Don't leave.
Yeah, here we go. Okay.
Hey, buddy, you want to come up here? Sure, you can. Sure, you're on.
All right, here we go.
Let's go. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's all falling out the sides. As long as the village doesn't fall out the sides, I'm happy. All right, amazing. We've got ourselves a big boy, bad boy. Let's go. Who's coming out here? Hopefully not a kid. Oh, you. Sure, you're on. You'll do. Will you? Can you trigger a raid with a kid? Oh, man. Look, you know what? This game is wonderful. You know, just the stuff that you can do. And sure, you can be an amazing builder. Sure, you can be an incredible technical mind for redstone and machinery in the game. Then you can just be a bit like me. Hey, buddy, you want to come up here? I don't quite know how to do, but here you go. Come on, up here. Don't leave. Don't leave. Up here. Go, look, here, up here. Up. No, mate. Oh, God. Come on. No, I don't want to drown the child. Okay. This is no good. This is no good. This is not ideal. Can you go up here, mate? Here you go. Yeah. There you go. Oh, he's sinking. What is he sinking about? Okay, this is dumb. I need the boat back. I need the boat. He's leaving. Where is he going? Mate. Here. In.
This, like, I've cut a lot of this out too in this.
Ah, no, I don't want to go up there. Okay.
Ah, nice there. Nice.
Come on. Let's get you. Just like latched onto my behind. Okay, mate. Here we go. Let's see if this works. Go on. Up you go. Yes? Go on. Look. Over here. Yeah, up here. He doesn't know where to go. Let's go, buddy. Up here. Look. No, not in the water. No!
Okay, this time, watch this. Come on, buddy. Yeah. Dude, let's go. Where are you going to go? You can't go down because you can't swim down. Where'd my boat go? Where's my boat? Yep. In the thing. Yes. No! Of course he did that. Of course. Where's my boat gone? Okay. Come on, mate. Come on, now's your moment. Let's go. No! I'm sorry, what? What just happened? Oh my God. Oh, I'm gonna go crazy. Get in my boat. Did you know they could do that? Since when can they dunk themselves? Like that? Come on, little kid. Come on. Yep. That's right. Yes! Let's go get him. I can't see. Oh. No! Where? Oh. Yeah. My commiserations. Oh. Just gonna float my boat under the water now. I'm just gonna walk home. I'm just gonna walk. I'll go get another one. Don't worry. I feel a bit bad about that one. Okay. I didn't know you could do this, by the way. Did you know you could do this? Go for a walk on the bottom of the ocean. Well, it kind of seems fitting. That's what I wanted to show you. Did you know you could walk on the bottom of the ocean like that as well? I did not know that. You should have heard my 8-year-old was watching that, just laughing his head off through the whole thing. It made me so happy that he was enjoying it so much. I want to edit that down into a YouTube short because it's just so funny. It's just so funny. Anyway, there you go. So I'm gonna all that I've got left in Composer, hello. 51 months and a 51-month streak at that. Jeepers, never work with little kids or villagers or village little kids or animals or little kids that are animals or something. I don't know. Hello, Composer. It is so nice to see you here. Welcome back again. Did my music not start? Are you not entertained, music? What's going on? Especially baby goats. Oh, yes. Unless you're in Severance. No, don't work with those either. They. What was I going to say? Yeah, so I've got there are only 5 or 6 items left for me to get in Border Hoarder. I may film that on a stream. One of them's we got to respawn the dragon. I don't want to ruin it too much, but by the end of that episode, I do have a particular weapon that I was looking for, which might mean I got to wait for a thunderstorm and go for some creepers. So that's got to happen. But I actually think I should be able to finish the whole series in the finale that will come after this next video. So hopefully I've got that out over the next few days. Richie got a spoon. Did you get a spoon? Did get a spoon. Yeah, what else is coming up? I'm about to announce Stream to Remember for this year. So if you're one of our alumni that would like to come back and help out again, we're going to be doing it all again. Trying to come up with a couple of different ideas for this year, but I'm not sure if I will, and it might just be very similar to last year because that just worked so well. And I appreciate everyone who comes along and chips in for that one. So it's coming around. It's like the 17th of November or something is the official thing. Gluten. Hello, I'm a gluten for punishment. Oh God, that reminds me. I've got so much to catch up on the past life stuff. Far out. What else can I tell you about that is coming up at the moment? Oh, we're doing a couple of streams from the Stagecraft server to celebrate its anniversary and all of the amazing time that I've spent on the server. They are coming up in next week, couple of weeks. Yeah, a couple of weeks. So 2 weeks from today will be the second one. The first will be on my Monday before that. So turn it on and they're trying to clean stuff up. Yeah, a couple of weeks. Yeah, that's something I've noticed, Livevel. I just can't. I don't have time to watch them all. There are a couple that I'll try to watch each week, and then I'm actually going to have a look at the Nursing Geeks involved with the group that are doing a weekly recap, and is going to post those videos in our Discord. So I think I'm going to be watching them. That's going to be my way of keeping up on top of them all, I think. Woo! Excuse me. I'm going to go in a moment. So it's been a big week. So Stagecraft anniversary. I'm going to ask for anyone on the server who's a member of the server to nominate I think we're going to try and do it that we can do a base and a build. So sort of 2 spots each that I might be able to get along to, and you can show me around and tell me what's been going on, because I really haven't visited people on the server. So I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody's been up to on there. And that might be a good stepping stone for me to getting on there. We don't have any plans at all yet to restart that world. I think people are still enjoying building stuff on there, so there's absolutely no hurry. We are a couple of versions behind, I think at the moment back, maybe, Danners. A couple of the minor versions, which we might update shortly. We need to get Happy Ghasts on there. Wait! What version? Yeah, we're 2 versions behind. Do we have Happy Ghasts on there? No, we don't have Happy Ghasts on there yet. We need to catch them up. That'll be easy now. I mean, mods. There's no mods. Don't officially need. They need updating for 1.21.8, but I think it was all visual stuff for that. So it was they just needed to be re-released with the compatibility. AlphaCraft's moved up to 1.21.8, so yeah. It's just this release system is just a disaster at the moment, so. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Dennis, that's exactly right. Your back could now have the ability to update things as well. But we'll get there. I do like to make sure that all the mods and plugins we've got on the server are up to date, but given AlphaCraft's already moved, I can't see why we can't do it. The other fun thing that I'll mention very quickly, Mel is up to date, is while I was away, I was doing some work again on the musical that I have had in my brain for the last 15 years. Have I told any of you about this show? I've sort of been quite coy about it, although I've done a few things recently to now sort of shore up the did you get the update that patches out eyelashes in your eye? What? So I've been very stressed over the years about keeping it quite closely guarded. But I've done a little bit of work recently in getting, a few things done that sort of lock in the copyright for me. So, there's a couple of domain names I've registered. There's a little website I'm going to put up that's kind of a teaser for the whole thing. My plan at the moment is I'm writing some... I'm writing the music at the moment, and the fun thing is it's going to be a completely sung through show, I hope. Which means like I've got to write all the music. It's not like I can lean on someone to help write the script. I've actually got to write it all. But I'm at a point now where I have the whole story sorted out. There's all of the songs, at least in terms of what they are and the concept for the songs are all written. I'm now actually starting to write lyrics and music, which is very exciting. But I don't have a lot of time. I managed to do a whole lot, sitting in the back of the RVs we're going along. So the concept is it's based on or very heavily inspired by a scandal in the racing industry. What do I like to write first, the lyrics or the words? Yeah, I think I do both. Did I say the lyrics or the words? I meant lyrics and the music. Did I just say that? Are you teasing me because I just said something weird? Or is that a joke I've missed? Lyrics and the music is what I'm working on at the moment. So it's based on... Oh, is you making a silly joke? Well, I liked it. This could have very easily been something that I said back. So some of you older Australians might have heard of a thing called the Fine Cotton Affair, which was this massive scandal in the racing industry in Australia. I think in the, I should know, 70s or 80s. And it was this criminal group that organised a ring-in, so they were getting a much better horse to race as a much worse horse, or instead of a worse horse. But it all went wrong. So many times it all went wrong, and the whole thing was an absolute disaster. So the concept I've written is that in a fictitious Australian city where racing is religion and corruption isn't far behind, 6 young adults set out for a day at the races and find themselves caught in a hilarious web of schemes, scandals, and secrets that stretch far beyond the track. The opening of the show is set in a pub, in a bar in this town. And multiple groups of people, essentially every character in the show is in this bar in the opening scene. And there are 3 young women who are like, they start to sing this song that's really quite fast. And now I'm remembering the Brewing Simulator game. Oh man, don't make me go and put that keg up the street. I think I left that game saved in a completely broken state. But yeah, so there are 3 young women who are on the stage, and they start singing this song about it's been a shocking week. The jobs suck. They want something better to do. And one of them says, should we go to the races? And they're like, oh my God, yes, let's go to the races. And they start talking about what they're going to wear, what they're going to take, where they might park, and which day they're going to go to. And they're singing this song. It's a patter song, so it's quite fast. And while they're singing that, their lights go out, and the lights go on a group of 3 young men at the other end of the bar who are like, hey, you want to go to the races? And one of them goes, yep. Essentially, it's in song, but then it goes back to the girls, and oh my God, they're working out what cheeses they're going to get, what drinks they're going to get, and they don't want those types of drinks because it doesn't go with that type of cheese, but they want to bring this type of food, so who's going to bring what? And they're trying to organize it all right. And then it cuts back to the boys, and they're like, well, what are we going to bring? One of them goes, beer. Yep. And then it goes back to the girls. All right, so there's this whole sort of just chaotic opening number. It then switches to this group of criminals that are sitting at a table, and one of the girls kind of recognizes one of the criminals and kind of says something to him at one point. But they're like, oh my God, we've got this idea. We're going to buy a horse. And it's not their first idea, but they float a few ideas. And one of them's like, we're going to buy a horse. And they're all like, jeez, man, that's a great idea. What are we going to do with a horse? I should just read. Do you want me to just read the synopsis? Because I've got the synopsis written for both acts. I'd be very happy to read it if you would like me to. But yeah, so this whole scheme takes place, and you meet all of the major characters. There was a priest involved in the original scandal as part of the criminal syndicate. She actually comes in to the bar at the start, and she's like, I can help you out, but it's going to cost you. I can have a word with the man upstairs if you want me to. But it's going to cost you. Yeah. I'm sure I've talked a little bit about it, but what I've written now is the entire arc of the story. Okay, so righto, I'm gonna read you the synopsis, and this could actually be really handy because this might help me freshen up in my brain. I haven't looked at it for a week. So, best friends Kate, Claire. This is Act 1. Best friends Kate, Claire, and Hannah are slouched over soda water and stale chips, complaining that nothing ever happens. On the other side of the bar, Dave, Vince, and Hugh are equally bored, broke, and unprepared for what's about to happen. As the girls chirp about outfits and picnic spreads, the boys grunt beer and suits. And everyone makes separate plans to attend the city's biggest race, the Cup. And so the name of this show is called The Cup. So that first song is called We're Going to the Races. Ebony, I'll talk to you about that. Amid the background clatter, lifelong Dodger Ray Carmichael meets... Oh, and I've got to change some of the names. I've changed nearly all of the names from the original story. I've sort of been trying to do a little bit of research on the legal aspects of writing a show based on a real life series of events, especially when it was such a big thing and there were crooked police that were all part, like the chief of police was implicated in it all. One of Australia's biggest racing families, the Waterhouse family, one guy was banned maybe for life from racing because of this. So like this is a massive thing. So Ray Carmichael meets with washed-up trainer Daz Kopech and the conniving crook Doug the Brain Simmons. Together they hatch an absurd plan. Whoa. I don't want lyrics while I'm talking. Thank you very much. They hatch an absurd plan, enter a better horse under the name of a slower one, and clean up with a nationwide betting sting. The song's called What Could Go Wrong. The local priest... Reverend Bernie Woodley, and she's a she. Although the way that I've written all the characters, there's a part to this story that's all about becoming the person you really want to be. You'll see what I mean when I'm getting to the end of Act 2. Actually, the start of Act 2. All of Act 2 is just crazy. But yeah, so this show can theoretically be cast with all sorts of different genders and... I'm trying really hard to be thoughtful on suggestions for characters. The racing industry is so ridiculously male heavy, so I've tried to be very thoughtful of that in writing this. So yeah, in the Fine Cotton scandal, yeah, that's it. That's what this is. Yeah. So in the standard casting, I'm recommending Bernie the priest will be a woman. She pops in and offers them the guiding grace of God for a fee. As the pub empties out, a chance encounter between Kate and Dave hint at something deeper. She's witty, sharp, and carries the weight of her father Ray's crooked legacy. Dave is thoughtful and caught between mateship and morality, not helped by the fact that his dad, Hal Brody, is the sport's most respected race steward. So we've got the girl's dad is the crook, and the guy's dad is a race steward. Sparks fly, but neither of them knows just how much their lives are about to intersect. And they sing a song called Not Like Them. And look, all of this is going to change. I'm sure all of this is going to change at some point. Daz begins to train their chosen... Daz begins training their chosen horse, which promptly injures itself. The song is called He's Not Useless, He's Just Slow. It's actually quite funny. In the real story, they get this horse that's identical to the slow one, but they start training it up and putting it into these race meets to try and sort of build up this... see you, Tepsy. They start racing it, but they push this poor horse so much that it ends up injuring itself and it can't race anymore. The syndicate panics, acquiring a last-minute replacement 500 kilometers away. After a stable hand makes a hilariously disastrous road trip that spirals into a fever dream of fame and fortune in a song called The Drive, the group discovers the horse is the wrong color, it's half dead from the heat, and it looks nothing like the horse it's meant to impersonate. A ridiculous plan by Doug sees them race into town to buy every box of women's hair dye they can find. And that's a song called I Need Dye. This happened. This is part of the story. real story, right? Whispers of a betting anomaly begin to spread. Bookmaker Merv Finch, smooth and unshakable, catches wind of the shifting odds and joins a chorus of punters, bartenders, and tipsters in a slick, patter-driven song called Word on the Track. A quiet tip-off becomes a wildfire of gossip, suspicion, and greed. There's points in this show where there are opportunities for like massive show tunes. So the stable hand in the real story, the stable hand does have to drive like 500 kilometers to pick up a new horse overnight. The car that the guy used was like a clapped out 20-year-old piece of junk towing a horse trailer that it wasn't strong enough to tow. The guy didn't know anything about horses and had seen horses in paddocks wearing like rugs draped over them. So in the middle of the heat, he draped rugs over this horse in the back of this float being towed by a crappy car 500 kilometers. And the horse was like just about nearly dead when it arrived. Like it was just... So we're going to try and do this on stage. And I've had a couple of ideas of like using like a sort of cardboard cutout and a car on stage, like parts of a car on stage. But the song that he's going to sing starts out, you know, that he's got his chance. He's been noticed by these guys. He's been asked to help out. And one day he's going to be famous. And so while he's driving these 500 kilometers, he starts singing this song about wanting to be like the next big race trainer. And that song is going to turn into like a massive show tune with people dancing and like there's going to be projections on the back of the set with horses and I don't know. So yes, I saw Warhorse and it was incredible. But I don't think Helen is again. But I don't think I want to go that level of professionalism. This could be like I've actually thought that you could visualize this as a horse is actually in the car with him and, you know, twist the story so much that he's actually, I don't know if anyone here got to see Groundhog Day. They do the most amazing number, Nobody Cares, with a car on the stage. And the way they do it is just so great. Like it actually feels like they're driving when they're on stage. So the plan is to do something similar to that. Anyway, it turns into this massive show tune and it's all him saying, I'm going to be the greatest thing on earth. And there are dancers on stage and there are horses and there's colors and it's just amazing. And then he gets there and the guy's like, mate, you've killed my horse. Anyway. So meanwhile, the syndicate spend the night dyeing their ring in while Ray stands back and contemplates his half-dead, brightly coloured horse and his sweaty, dye-covered partners. Exhausted, he returns to the bar and orders a beer for interval. So the show will actually start with Ray, the crook, sitting on stage. As you come into the theatre, the main character will be sitting on stage just interacting with the audience as a criminal, and he's going to be rude, and I've got some really good ideas for how to do that. So the act finishes and he doesn't leave stage. He's like, oh, bugger this, I'm going to get a beer. And he goes back into the bar. Most of the first act is set in the bar, so it'll be this beautiful set. It's like a country pub. So he goes and orders a beer. The bloke that owns the bar, I think his name is Muzz. Yeah, Muzz. He serves the beer and nicks off. And yeah, this actor is going to sit on stage again through the whole thing. So Act 2 is mostly race day. The opening number of Act 2, I'm sure I've talked about this with you all, is called I Don't Want to Be a Crook. And the Ray sings this song that he never wanted to be a criminal. It's just the way that his life played out. He wanted to be a children's author. So he sings this verse about, you know, I just want to write a book, you know, I didn't want to be a crook. Then the barman comes across, Muzz, and he wants to come out of the closet. is the quickest way I can say that. He inherited this stupid pub from his family, but he's always wanted to own a disco nightclub thing. Bernie, the priest, comes onto stage and sings. Oh wait, I've got the best bit for me is about to come up, Ebony. I've written me into this show. Bernie comes out on the stage. I never wanted to be a priest. I want to go to Vegas. I want to dance on stage. I want to meet men. I want to. It'll be rude because it's a theatre show, but she just wants to live this this lavish lifestyle. Doesn't want to be a priest anymore. And then the second trumpet player stands up from the orchestra pit and sings a bit about never wanted to play the trumpet, always wanted to play the guitar so he could meet women and, be a rock star. And he hates being in the orchestra pit and listening to these idiots on stage sing all night. And Ray is going to, the whole song just stops. And Ray's going to be like, mate, you're right, we can hear you. And that's kind of a bit of a nod to all the fourth wall breaking he's doing by sitting on the stage and interacting with the audience. And so they finish this song. So it's a song called I Don't Want to Be a Crook. And then off we go. We're at the races. So I'll keep reading a bit more. As the crowd gathers near the track, the young party goes... Oh, wait, I've missed a bit. Oh, dang. There's a bit back in the first act where... I think it's in my other document. Where Dave and Kate meet again in the first act. And they really click at that point. They connect again. Maybe I did mention that. I think that's the song Not Like Them. Sorry. Okay, so now the crowd gathers to the track. The young party goers let loose. Now, this is going to be a drinking song. It's called Trackside Tipsy. And again, remember, any of this is going to change. Like, writing a show like this, things are going to... Mel is the horse, but confirmed. The girls the girls lose their heels and dignity. The boys bring beer and chaos. Glorious fall. Hello, mate. And there's this stupid thing I'm going to put in the show, and I hope it works. But hey, welcome back, Ryan. As Dave and as the boys and girls finish this song where they're all drunk and they're just stumbling over at the races, which is such a common thing for young people to do at the horse races. Dave somehow ends up with Kate's high heel because all the girls have got their heels off at this point. Dave ends up holding the high heel, right? And there's a joke that comes later as part of this. Behind the scenes, tensions mount. In a slick solo, bookmaker Merv Finch, so he gets a second This is a bit of a... Ebony, this character is a bit like the guy from Rotten Eggs. What's he called? The soothsayer. I can't think of his name. The thing, something rotten. Yeah, that one. What's his name? Nostradamus. Thank you. Yeah, I thought of that just as you posted it. So Merv Finch, the bookmaker, is a bit like that. I think the casting for that role will be... I think you got it about right there. I think this would be like a celebrity casting in the show, I reckon. It's just... He gets two songs and they're both just like big numbers where he can just be silly on stage. So Merv Finch coolly remarks that something's amiss, but he doesn't want to miss the action. He sings another song called I've Had Bigger Bets. And it's just about, just everyone's giving me their money and I'm going to hold on to it. By now he knows something's wrong and he's going to just keep the cash. And then the race begins. Okay. Told entirely through a live race caller's rapid fire narration, intercut with frantic phone calls. So this is going to be a song called The Calls. One idea I've had is that this could be the second trumpet player comes out onto stage, totally breaks the fourth wall, and does this little sort of narration about what's going on, and this old-timey microphone lowers down for him or her, me, from the middle of, like, from the front of the stage, and he ends up being the race caller for this number, possibly. It's a nice way. I don't have another character somewhere that would play this, so it would either have to be one of the backing, like, company members, or there should be a musical about arson. Oh my gosh. So the race starts, but while the race caller is starting, there's two phone calls that happen. One is the priest, Bernie, is making some very late bets. I think in the real story, she was actually, like, at the race course, but phoning bookmakers, like, in Adelaide or something to get, like, the last bets on. She had all this money that she had to spend. And the other thing that's going to happen is the police chief, who you don't see except for this moment, who's also at the race course, rings Ray, the crook, to say, everyone knows about it. You better pack up your stuff and get out of here, because the race is about to jump and everyone's onto it. Right, the whole of Australia knows that this is a crooked race. So Ray then gets this song. Ray, in the aftermath, reflects on a lifetime of dodging accountability. He sings a reprise of "I Don't Want to Be a Crook." His daughter Kate arrives. And they have this really tense standoff together. And she sort of confronts him about this whole thing. But then Dave arrives with his dad, Hal, who's the race steward. And they're having an argument about what's going on, because Dave knows that Kate's dad's involved, right? And he's trying to sort of stick up for her. And I'm trying to write this. This is one I've actually really been struggling to wrap my head around musically at the moment, and I'm sort of been just jotting down a few ideas. This is going to be both child and parent having an argument, the two parents arguing, and and Dave and Kate having an argument. And the way I'm going to write it is that Dave and his dad agree that they can't settle their differences. You know, there's just some things you can't solve. So, Hal leaves, and it leaves Dave with Kate and her dad, and they kind of patch things up a bit. It's not the way that it should go, because it shouldn't be the criminal winning in a way. It should be but I really like this little subversion that's going on here. And then Ray leaves, and it leaves Dave and Kate, and they kindle their thing. And this is the moment where it's so dumb, but I just hope that it works. This is where Dave returns the shoe, and there's a joke about, you know, she's his princess and he's her Prince Charming or something. It's just going to be this, like, totally predictable gag that I just have to get into the show, because he's ended up with her high heel when she wandered off drunk earlier. As the dust settles, so at the end of this scene, they find this bag of cash. It's going to be this black bag that I think Ray might have had on him. I can't remember exactly how I'm going to do this, but it was Kate's dad's legacy is kind of the way that I was going to do it. But they decide that they shouldn't do something with it, but they know someone who could use the cash. And it cuts back to Muzz back at the bar, and they walk in and they essentially give it to the bar owner, Muzz. Which leads to the finale of the show. And now, who remembers the movie Dusk Till Dawn? That halfway through, it like just completely changes gears and becomes a whole different genre. Is that the one I'm thinking about, where it like becomes a vampire movie halfway through the film? Is that the one that I'm thinking about? I think it is From Dusk Till Dawn. I remember. Yeah, I think that's the one. Well, I want that level of change in gears at this point of this show. What we do in the shadows, maybe? I'm not sure. But yeah, so this is where it's all going to pivot. This whole show has been building to everybody discovering who they are. And so the final scene is set in a place called Muzz's Mirror Ball. And Muzz has opened the gay nightclub of his dreams. So the way this is written in the synopsis I've written so far, in a glittering, jaw-dropping finale, Muzz opens the nightclub of his dreams, Muzz's Mirror Ball. The cast re-emerges in sequins, feathers, and glory. The world transforms. So the trumpet player is going to come out and play the most amazing guitar solo. So that may not be me. I might have to learn something. Bernie, the priest, is now in fishnets. I think she will get rolled out onto stage on this giant, curvy pink chaise in like a corset and fishnets. Ray is there and he's dancing up a storm. The show closes not with consequences, but with reinvention. Everyone's found something: love, purpose, freedom, or at least a fabulous outfit. So what I'm hoping I could do is that Muzz comes and finds the cash, and everything happens in an instant. So there'll be a quick change. Muzz rips off his flannelette top and jeans that he's wearing, and this is a bit like Turn It Off, right? Book of Mormon. He just rips off this like crappy outfit that he's been wearing when he's running the pub. You know, maybe like an old apron or something. Mods, I'm going to snooze this ad break because I'm going to finish this story and then I better take off. He rips this off and he's in like this amazing sequined outfit, and all the lights change. Mirrorball drops into the stage and it becomes this just all out balls to the wall is the phrase I'm thinking of, but you know what I mean. Just full on dance number, disco beat. Everybody singing, everyone dancing, and it's just totally changes the entire production. And yeah, so I've disco reprise. The whole thing's going to finish as a disco thing, and there's going to be glitter cannons and streamers and everything that go off as part of the finale. So it's just, I don't know. I've tried in writing the show. What I'm trying very hard not to do is to be insensitive. I think so, Dennis. I'm trying to make sure that the focus is on the people and their development, and not just trying to be camp for the sake of being camp. Is really what I'm trying to do. Certainly in the way that I've got the casting written. So like the core young ensemble, there are 6 actors. They don't double any roles. They're all sort of so important to the story. Well, 4 of the 6 will be. But I say these 6 appear throughout and drive the youth perspective of the story. Claire, Hannah, Vincent, Hugh can be non-binary or gender fluid. So they're not the main characters. You could probably do this with Kate and Dave being gender swapped. I don't know. It'll be interesting to explore that. There are opportunities in the crime syndicate and the scam artists, I call them, to have, you know, gender fluid, non-binary characters as those. There are some really funny things that, like, really exciting things that you could do with some of the sort of more comic relief, like Bernie and Muzz being gender fluid as well. I don't know. I think this show will present itself as very, very subversive on what would normally be country race meets the racing industry. I mean, the racing industry itself, I can't stand. So there's a little bit of, I want to flip it on its head because I can. So yeah, so there you go. That's kind of the show. I've come up with what I think the orchestration will be, but that could probably change. I would not be working on the arranging and orchestration myself. I definitely want to write the sort of form and the melodies and the main, well, the lyrics, of course, of all the songs. But then I'll need someone to come and help me out and actually do like much more polished versions of it all. So, really, Gus, hello. Stepped out of the forest for a moment. So there you go. That's the plan. It's called The Cup, a hilarious new Australian musical inspired by the Fine Cotton Affair. That's my plan at the moment. I've spent a lot of time pulling all of this together. I've got a table here that's got all of the musical numbers, the title, the style, who they're performed by, description of the song, and even like some of the inspiration I'm using for each of the songs as well. So yeah, there you go. That's the end of my story time. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk, everybody. So yeah, that's the show. You want to be a horse, Ebony? I think you would be great as potentially one of the characters. So you got Kate and Dave are the two like main relationship characters. There's Claire, who is written to be glamorous, loud, and Kate's best mate, and Hannah, who's very quiet and sarcastic, and she's a bit of an offset to Kate just getting completely swept up with Dave. The boys then, so Dave's sort of, an honest romantic lad. Vince has bogan charm and he's Dave's best mate. And then Hugh is the wild card. He's a bit of a character that is just going to cause a bit of chaos, especially at the race course. So there you go. Yeah, maybe you can be Claire, Ebony. Glamorous, loud, and Kate's best mate. So yeah, I first came up with the idea of this probably more than 15 years ago. There's a couple of musical ideas that I've had since then. That sounds like Erin. Maybe, yeah, I mean, Ebony, you could also be Kate. Her brief character is smart, sharp, emotionally torn. But maybe then we'd have to make this a slightly different casting. Dave couldn't be Dave. Maybe he could. I don't know. Depends. Okay, right. So let's move right along. So that's that, folks. That's where we're at. I will be back again next week. There's a chance I might squeeze in an extra stream next week because my family is away. However, it's my show. My kids all want to work backstage, and I've sort of said to them, by the time a production gets to that stage, I've got nothing to do with, how the theatre will run and that kind of thing. So, your twin could be the trumpeter. Well, there you go. Really, Gus? Maybe. I've certainly written that character with myself in mind, playing in the orchestra. But to be honest, if this was my show, I wouldn't be doing that. And theoretically, it could then be anyone in the pit who stands up and sings that song. Excuse me. Although the lyrics are, I don't want to play the horn. Because it will be written for a trumpet player. But I love the idea of them bringing the trumpet onto stage and then being the race caller. That would be really cool. So yeah, so technically next Friday will be my next stream. We'll definitely play some Minecraft. I'm hankering to spend some time in Minecraft again. Not exactly sure what it'll be, but stay tuned and I'll let you know. I will put some stuff in Discord about the Stagecraft anniversary streams. Do a slot. There's our musical gag. Yeah. And like I say, I'm real. I've got my heart set on bringing music back to my channel here. I'm going to get this new Boss loop station, which will let me set up all of my music stuff very differently. Composer. Maybe we can talk about some of the numbers at some point. See what you think. I have written an NDA. There are a couple of people that I want to reach out to help sort of review this. And eventually there's a group of people I know that will be right up for doing a table read. There's a theatre company I've got access to that I reckon would be great at helping out with that. So yeah, so there's stuff that I'm getting very serious about this one now. I don't have time to really seriously work on it, but yeah. Oh, the other thing we're going to do, like I mentioned much earlier in the stream, is we're going to do a handful of like co-working / programming streams. We're going to chat through the development of the new sound booth bot and do a lot of that with AI on stream. So stay tuned for that. I know that's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I'm really having a ball doing some software development at the moment again, and I'm excited to do that. So I don't know when that'll be. It'll be after the Stagecraft streams. So yeah, stay tuned. Maybe even my Monday morning Melbourne time for a little bit as well. Whoa, it does. I'm not yawning. I promise I'm not yawning. Phasmo, man, that's a blast from the past for me. All right, let's find someone to rate. I haven't done this yet. Bedtime, definitely. Got to be up at 6 to get to kids' sport in the morning. Let's see who we've got online at the moment. Pearl will have just kicked off. Who have we got? Frill's playing some 7 Days to Die. Yeah, it's hard to know where to raid to after this one. Oh, Pearl's playing Repo with Jem and Ollie. Do you want to? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, Mel, go on. Let's do it. Listen, hey, you've all been... Nee Gurney. Followed 13 minutes ago and I've totally missed it. If you're still around, thank you so much for the follow. Cozy Cosette. I know a castle on a cloud. Different type of Cosette. And I like to go there in my sleep. Name looks familiar, but I'm not sure we have been here before. Oh, she does look very familiar. I'm not following her, though. Let's go. She's just kicked off. Partner Celebration Subathon. Well, there you go. All right. Love another game. Yeah, I've had a bit of a break from Phasmo. I don't know. I feel like I needed a bit of a break from the stress of it, so... Well, Stream Elements just said, let me see if I can do the thing. I still don't think I can gift subs on here because my PayPal broke in its connection to... Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I can't do it. Jasper, you've just turned up to raid out. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I'm so sorry, Jasper. Yeah, if you copy the message anyway, that's exactly right. It'll go across. Hey, listen, so Cozy Cassette is playing Palia. Again, not a game that I know very well. Gamer, cosplay, content creator, variety streamer, Palia, Minecraft, Disney, Dreamlight and more. That sounds wonderful. Mel, already great choice. We need to play Peak. Yeah. Yes, I would love to do that, Mel. That is something I would absolutely love to do. We need to organise that. Let's do that on one of the Friday nights if you're up for it. I would really love to do that. I know so little about it. I've watched someone stream it for like half an hour and that's it. So we've got to do it. Got to do it. Folks, thank you for being here. This has really been such a great thing. I feel like I'm losing my voice. Landing back, talking for 3 hours straight away. Oh, I've got to get back to doing some vocal exercises, I think. I'll see you all again next week, sometime next week. Friday, if not before. You're all amazing. Love you all to bits. Bye, folks. See ya. Bye, everyone. Trunga. Bye, Thornto.